everybody, here we are. Justin, we are here at the end of the year awards where we look at the save as a whole and see what happened this year. Take a look at wrestlers and how they've improved and grown and see who won Company of the Year award and such like that.
Yes, this is not just the awards. This is the end of the year recap, the review, where we look over, like everything Chad just said, the wrestlers, the Power 500. We look at the company of the year. We look at the show and the match of the year. We look at the tag team, young wrestler, veteran, referee, announcer, color commentary, you name it. Everything. We're going to look at wrestling history over the year of 2002. We're going to go into depth about bookings and how we view what happened in the wrestling world. We'll look at other companies and see what's going down around not just only WWE and WCW. Open your eyes to what else is going on, because we're not the only companies doing business, brother. There's other companies. We can look at guys like Dustin Rhodes, who we haven't seen in the Fed or the WWE. They still exist, and we'll look into them and see how they're doing in said companies. Chad, let's make your prediction right now, because that's the only thing we'll ever see when we open play is the Wrestler of the Year. And who do you have getting that coveted Wrestler of the Year award?
I think I had Triple H as my pick all year, and I'm going to continue with Triple H.
All year you had it?
I think, well, didn't we look in like his just run was just like all 90s?
Yeah, he was great. You think Triple H? What about your company?
H.
Who do you think number one? Do you think Sean's probably going to be number one for WCW?
I think it's going to be Sean again. I think Sean's going to be the number one guy for WCW.
Do you think that main event match with Rey Mysterio kind of elevated him, maybe a little bit?
Maybe it sealed the deal.
I'm going to go with someone who only puts out bangers for some reason. He might not have the greatest win-loss record in the WWE, but he only puts out bangers. And what a way to go out than being number one in the top 500 of 2002. Mick Foley. That is my prediction here. Mick Foley. Dude, he's like Sheamus. Banger after banger after banger after banger. I think he's going to be number one.
Way to go out. You could say going out on top, perhaps?
I love getting top.
Right.
Same. Let's go. Let's check it out, Chad. Let's check out. Well, let's go on the predictions. Company of the Year. Who wins it?
WCW.
We'll go with WWE. Tag Team of the Year.
Oh, that's going to be Edge and Christian.
I
don't think it's close.
Well, if you had to pick one for WCW, who would it be?
If I had to pick one for WCW,
has a team made it all year through, like, realistically, like, has there been one team to wrestle from January to December?
No. Like with tag titles, no.
No, not with tag titles. Just together as a team.
Together as a team?
Like
I mean,
the hair,
tag team were there, right?
Well, they weren't around in the beginning of the year.
I mean, Super Crazy and Hoovy.
That, I guess, but they don't really tag much.
They don't really. They're like.
I don't view them as a tag team.
Exactly right. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe the world's greatest tag team, but they weren't here for the beginning of the year.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know a team that goes from the like. I have multiple teams that have been teams for years. I don't know one of yours. Yeah. National don't wrestle that much, so I don't know. We'll go into it. Most improved company, you think?
Most improved will also be WCW.
I think that'll be All Star Wrestling UK. What about Show of the Year?
That's going to be probably WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'll go SummerSlam, just to be spicy. Match of the Year. A lot of hundreds around the building.
A lot of hundreds.
Could you? Do you know one of yours off the top of your dome this year?
Off the top of my dome? No.
Perfect. That's great. Love it.
Perfect.
This kid knows his product, brother. I'll probably go. Jesus. There's so many to choose from, to be honest with you. It's probably not even going to be one of ours. It's probably going to be like New Japan. Like,
that's true. It could be a New Japan match.
What about, what am I thinking? What was I going to say? What was your favorite feud to book this year, Chad?
What was my favorite feud to book? I think my favorite feud to book was probably the Council versus the Limitless stuff. I think I had a lot of fun with that.
Same here. I think that was fun for me, too, for you. That's it? Okay, cool.
What about you? What was your favorite story?
Oh, of all time, dude. This whole Kurt Angle versus Vince McMahon fucking 8-month storyline. I'm piss boy,
Okay.
blood boys, stripping of the belt, politics. Doesn't matter. Anything, whatever you've seen, like anything that you could think of has happened to poor little Kurt Angle or Vince McMahon, and it's only gonna go on from here. It's only gonna go on from here. Young wrestler of the year will probably be Randy.
Oh, probably.
Women's will probably be Toshi or Toyota, one of the two.
I hope it's Toyota. That'd be fun.
Veteran will
probably be Jim Ross.
Veteran will probably be Brett. I think that's really. Well, let's just get into it now, Jen.
Let's just jump in. Let's just look and see.
Oh!
Wow!
Randy Orton is your
Wow!
wrestler of the year.
God. No one had that coming.
He went on a tear the last couple weeks. We didn't really see it coming, Chad. The WWE champion.
I mean, the 100 with. I mean, he had 3 100s this year.
I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, Triple H was in all of them. Triple H is like the leader of the 100s. I'm excited to see where Triple H lands in this. But Randy Orton going on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loss here. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 1 to end the year. That's the role you need to be on to be an actual world champion contender, and he got it done. What a fucking run he's been on.
Wrestler of the year, Randy Orton.
Wrestler of the year. His only loss since really July was a count out.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
We'll take it.
That's
good for Randy Orton.
Unreal. Randy Orton. He is
and the world WWE champion.
He is your W. He is. Oh no. Come on. Oh no. Oh no. Muscle mystery Mikey Henderson.
What does that even mean? Oh, steroids. Okay.
Hey, okay, we'll look at that later. All right, company of the year, Chad.
WCW, baby, here it comes. Oh, okay.
5 straight, 5-time company of the year, WWE. I mean, maybe next year, Chad.
Maybe next year.
Tag team champion of the year, Hashimoto and Kojima. No picture. Oh, give me 1 second. Let me go like this real quick. Will that? There we go.
There we go.
I think the only thing we won't see is R2. This stuff.
Companies
right there.
having pictures.
Yeah. Yeah. Hashimoto and Kojima. This is the old picture pack. So.
Oh, the final bosses.
Final bosses, really? Wow. Okay. I mean, I would have put Edge and Christian over him.
I think this was Edge and Christian's reward to win, to be honest with you.
I think so too. I'm not
good for the final bosses, but I think Edge and Christian should have it.
Yeah, for sure. Match of the year: Psychosis and Alex Wright.
Good for Psychosis.
What? All right, let's do one thing right here because I just want a picture. I just want a picture right now, just cause it's gonna bother me. It will bother me. It didn't help. Okay, so Psychosis and Alex Wright. When the fuck was this?
That was in 100, right? I mean, it has to be.
Yeah, but I've had so many I don't know. October 2002. Interesting. Wow.
Psychosis winning on Match of the Year is nice to see.
Yeah.
2 former WCW guys.
Beating Alex Wright. That's great. That's pretty crazy. Let's look at the 2002. These are the best matches of 2002 for WWE. We'll get into those later, but that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Show of the year, WrestleMania.
Show of the year was WrestleMania. That's to be expected.
Yeah. I mean, come on now. Come on now. That was, of course, it was going to be. Young wrestler, the PJ Black. Wow.
PJ Black.
Does Randy Orton not count for this?
You can't win both.
You can't win both. So, young wrestler of the year, under 24, is Randy Orton's 22. Okay. PJ Black, 5-14 this year.
Okay.
Also was handpicked to be WWE champion. So, I mean, he's in the boss's corner. So, but he has fought a lot of...
I mean, it helps when you're with the boss's daughter.
Yeah, he has fought only I mean, look at who he's fought. It's not like he lost to Ian Rotten. He's losing to Taker, Triple H, Masawa, I guess you could say that for sure. Jericho, Sean Morley, Kurt Angle, Jericho, Alex Wright. So it's not like he lost to you, but still 5-14. I don't. Whatever.
Whatever.
All
right. Oh, there we go. Bret Hart, winning Veteran of the Year. He gets that like every year, so. Yeah. Or just for the second time.
He is the 2-time now Veteran Wrestler of the Year. Spoiler alert, he's number 20 in the Power 500.
Oh, good for Bret.
Last year he went 23-15. Yeah, I mean Bret still got it, brother.
He definitely does.
Bret still got it. Let's move on to Female Wrestler of the Year. You think it's going to be Manami Toyota?
I'd like it to be Toyota. It's probably China.
Toshimatsu.
Or it's Toshimatsu.
And the reason why is because she also works in All Japan Women's Wrestling and wrestles fucking every day of the week. 96-42 this year.
Wow.
On a roll. She wrestles a lot. Her best match though, and 92. What was the fuck was that? When did she get a 92? She's got so many matches. Holy shit. 92 with Fukuoka. Okay.
Fukuoka.
A 91 she got in that match. Yeah, she's massively over in Japan and is very good wrestling. Most improved company of the year, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's probably what we don't want to see.
They can try their best, but they're not going to replace me. I'm the second man in the mountain.
Independent wrestler Apollo Dantes, who is
that doesn't look like Road Dogg.
He is the CML he is the CML Tag Team Champion at the moment. Yes, he also works with IWRG. I mean, he's been in a 99 match this year, Chen. So
that's crazy.
A 98. I mean, it's Eddie, so it's different, but
it still counts.
Manager
of the Year was Shaq. I'm not really sure who he was managing though.
That's who he's shushing. He's supposed to not know that he didn't manage anybody at all this year, and has skewed the rewards. Thanks, Shaq.
All right.
Jim Ross. I mean, yeah, come on now. It's Jim Ross. Bobby Heenan.
Oh, Bobby Heenan, color commentator of the year.
Wow, there you go, Chad.
Oh, at least we got something.
And referee of the year, Kawhi Wada, who has captured this for the third straight year? No, 99. He didn't win it last year. That was your awards, Chad. How do you feel about the awards so far?
I mean, good for Randy Orton. That's awesome.
I was not expecting that. Really not. Okay, so what I want to do is get to the Power 500, but not spoil everything. So this is going to be hard. Don't look. Close your eyes, Chad.
I'm closing.
Where do you want me to go? Do you want me to start at 1, or do you want me to go from like 100 and we just scroll up to see who's what?
Let's start at 100 and scroll out, make our way up.
All right, close your eyes.
All right.
Okay, I didn't look because I was trying to figure some stuff out. All right, well, we'll look at 137 on, Chad. 137, Shannon Moore.
137, and we got Shannon Moore.
Shannon Moore, light heavyweight champion. He's 20-7 this year. His best match, he fought Chris Benoit for the United States Championship, lost. Won the U.S. belt in his second ever match here in the Fed, and had a good run this year. Has ran into a formidable opponent in Johnny Storm. Shannon Moore, former WCW World Champion. He's down 60-something spots from last year, though.
Oh, wow, yeah, he's fallen.
He was the champion. He may have only held it for a month, not even, but he was a former champion. Oh boy. Okay.
Jeff Hardy.
Do we want to talk about Jeff Hardy?
I mean, was on his way up. He was on a run, then did drugs and had to go to rehab. So
was the tag team champion at the time. They had to relinquish the belts. They just defeated Vader and Scott Norton, and then we're on the pre-show, and that was it. He said, "I'm on the pre-show, brother. Let me
Let me go do some drugs real quick.
let me get some weed in me. I don't know any weed slang, so I don't know how to like talk about lighting up joints or anything." JBL 130. JBL up 200 spots from last year.
Wow.
He might be the biggest mover from last year. He's 20-10. It doesn't look like it, but dude, he was on a roll for one point. He wrestles a lot.
Oh yeah. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He was on a 9-match winning streak, and then lost, and then 1, 2, 3, 4.
Lost.
1, 4.
Anything how I talked when I talk to Chad about this shit. When I see pre-show, I don't personally count him, but it's whatever. It's pre-show. I mean, he only lost on the pre-show a lot, but he doesn't have a big win. He's got that win against Ace Steel at No Mercy, which was his best match of the year. He lost at Backlash with Lita against China and Scott Steiner. I mean, again, I want JBL to be good. I really do. He's very good in ring. 70s. He gets 70s, brother. 74. He just can't get over. Maybe I just bite the bullet and just say fuck it.
Just say fuck it. He's over. I'm pushing him to the moon.
What do you know about Phantasma here, Chad? He's up 30 from last year, or up 60 spots from last year.
He teamed up with Eddie Guerrero and Pantera and got a 90.
He did. He's never won a belt. Yeah, he's cool. He's cool, isn't he?
He's something.
Let's move on. Fit Finley 131 or 133.
Hell
sorry.
yeah.
How do you feel about Fit Finley, Chad? What a year weird year he's had.
Yeah, it's been a year. He's been having recent success with Canyon, teaming with him, and up until Canyon costed him the Money in the Bank, that seemed like a pretty good partnership. But Finley loves to fight, and as you can see by his record, he's not afraid of a fight, and he's got 14 wins under his belt.
He does. I'm looking at his biggest win of the year in singles action might be Perry Saturn in December this year to qualify for the Money in the Bank itself. Worst loss that he had. I don't think he really had a bad loss. He's just, I don't know. He just really wasn't being used prior.
Just 44 and winning fights.
He beat New Jersey Brawler once.
He did beat the New Jersey Brawler.
I'm looking at this and I see Big Daddy V wins a lot of battle royals.
Yeah.
I can't wait to look at his win-loss record. El Pantera.
The guy who teamed with Phantasma and Eddie.
Yeah, Phantasma's partner. They're basically the same people. We don't really need to talk about El Pantera, do we? Because we got Fig at 131.
We got Fig.
5-13. Poor little Fig. He lost to Chad Collier at WrestleMania.
Yeah, right he did.
He lost to Battleground to Chad Collier. He lost the belt there. I mean, it's fake, brother. He almost won the Royal Rumble once. Last year, actually. He almost won he was the final guy with Taker. Imagine.
He lost his girl to China, or to Scott Steiner.
Yes, and that... someone answer the phone. Who's going to answer the phone? Who was Fig calling? People are asking. People have asked me from...
calling me. I heard the phone in the crowd, so...
someone we just saw, Fukuroka, earlier. She's 95-25. Look at this win streak she's on right now.
Oh.
Holy Ginobili. That might be all 95 wins right there.
Crazy.
She's very good in ring. She is exclusively written. That's why she's not over here in America right now. Maybe we should watch some of her matches, Jen.
We should.
She is down one spot from last year. You got anything to say about her?
I mean, I think her record speaks for herself. Look at all those wins.
Do you got anything to say about Kevin Nash here at 129, down from 56 last year?
Yeah, I mean, he's getting older. He's a Hall of Famer now.
Did you actually put him in the Hall of Fame?
No, I'm going to do that after this. I was going to put him in before Starrcade, and then I forgot. But he is a Hall of Famer. He's noted. So.
He is going into the Hall of Fame. Who? How do you describe his year this year, Chad?
It's been an up and down one. I mean, he definitely was with CM Punk for a lot of the time, and I think that hurt him and Scott Hall's momentum a lot. I think the Hall of Fame little run with the NWO getting back together, I think has been very good for him, and I'm excited to see what happens from here.
You could see the downfall of where you stopped pushing Kevin Nash because he was getting massive numbers right here. Even in this match, he got an 81 in the beginning of the year. That's not bad. 81's just like Kevin. That's Kane numbers right now.
Right.
And then it just started getting bad, where he lost to the FBI. That's a rough loss right there. That should be a win that Mamaluke and Stromboli used to elevate themselves. But then they lost immediately after the next week and got jobbed out. So they just recently beat the Harris twins, though, who are now tag team champions. So,
true.
I mean, he got a 63 at Starrcade. So, I mean, come on now.
I mean, it's these three
He had
guys.
a 58 in this match here. Oh.
They're getting to the end of their runs. I mean, they're old.
I mean, can he still go? This is something we don't like doing on screen, but I mean, his stamina is going down. He's still very good in ring.
Yeah, I mean, he can still get him. He can still put on a decent match if he's fucking motivated.
Run him in Japan or run him in Australia. He's super over in the Queensland area. He did drop 18 popularity this month, so that's all I will say about that.
That's not great.
We go to at 128 Kamikaze.
Kamikaze.
Now, is Kamikaze a man that you're looking to bring in to WCW?
Why would I be?
Okay. Scott Taylor.
I mean, I'm not against it, but am I actively? No. Scott Taylor, Scotty Too Hottie.
Yeah. 11 and 13. His blood is all over him right now. Member of Double J Records. He's been with Jeff Jarrett all year. Took a rough loss at Armageddon. Sorry, I was swallowing spit. And
Huh?
what? I said swallowing spit.
Okay.
What's your deal?
Yeah, I didn't think you were gonna say spit at first.
What did you think I was gonna say?
No, you said cut and then said spit or spit. So I was like, what?
What do you think I was gonna say?
I don't know. It could have been anything.
That's it. 128 Emilio Charles Jr. Thinking about him?
I mean, listen, he is 33 and 24, but he is 46. So,
The king of beautiful Emilio Charles Jr. is an ugly man. You should bring him in, Chad.
A luchador who is ugly.
How is he doing? I don't know why I do this. I can just go back to this and just click. I mean, he's getting 60s.
It's not terrible.
Dude, they got Vampiro over there in CMLL. Let's talk about that when we get there. Mascarada Sagrada, another guy, CMLL. Another guy, Chad, you should think about bringing in.
Perhaps. I mean, listen, we're on a hiring freeze right now. We have a couple things coming up we got to knock out, but then we'll see what happens.
Takako Omori, a guy from All Japan. Don't really know much about him. He beat Jun Akiyama on his way out. Oh, shit. Maybe I should bring him in. Oh, man. I'm not going to even try to pronounce his name, to be honest with you. We got Perry Saturn at 122. Down from 54 last year. So a big drop in Perry Saturn's rankings. He's 12 and 16. What do you got about Perry Saturn? Tell me how you feel about his year this year.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he was on Team Shaq. They did not win. He's been teaming with Mikey Whipwreck as of late. Saturn is a good worker, puts on decent matches. Every time I try to push him, he gets sent to rehab. So I'm hesitant to really do anything with him. So we'll have to see if he can prove to me that he can stay sober, then maybe we'll talk.
Yeah. When was his last little rehab stint? Oh, he hasn't been in rehab since then, Chad. He was back in 99, but not since you rehired him.
He's been good so far.
He's been good. Former television champion, lost that belt to Punk.
And then teamed with Punk.
What the hell is this? CM Punk and Perry Saturn defeated the Outsiders to retain the television belt.
Yeah, they defended in a tag team match.
I hate that. Shout out to the game. Yeah, I mean he's teaming with Mikey Whipwreck right now. They win and then they lose. They win, then they lose. So they're 50-50 booking at its finest. He had a good showing at Starrcade, but I mean Perry Saturn, another guy. I think the rankings suit. They speak for themselves here at 122. Guy just he's good in ring, but what's he done in ring is what we're trying to.
And it's not because we haven't given him the opportunity. I mean, I literally had him teaming with Raven in a big power stable, and then he got high, and I said, okay, goodbye.
Yep. 121 Teddy Hart, who dropped down 50 spots. Teddy Hart, he's the Perry Saturn on Monday Night Raw, really, to be honest with you. He's a very good, reliable in-ring talent, but just hasn't done anything. That's not. I mean, Perry Saturn has won the television title. He's done stuff. He's got accolades that can really legitimize his in-ring ability and stuff like that. Teddy Hart, he's just teaming. He's part of his Uzi Hart. He teams with Jericho on the side of the Maple Leaf Grappling. They beat Randy Orton technically this year. So there's that, really. Yeah. But when it comes down to single matches, he doesn't have a lot of single wins. He's a tag team specialist, Chad, when you think about it. He is taking a loss to Sean Morley, London, Chad, Muto, Liger, JBL, Ace Steel, Dean Malenko, Morley again, Jericho, Orton, and Ruckus this year in single matches. He's 8-21. He's a good in-ring, but single matches are not his bread and butter.
No, definitely not.
Not at all. Super Callow, a man I was super excited for, Chad. Former AAA World Champion in 1999, former AAA Light Heavyweight Champion, a man that's done it all in AAA, came over, hyped him up, and pooped the bed. Absolutely shit himself. And I think probably one of my, if he was around all year, he would be my vote for biggest bust of the year so far. You remember how excited I was?
Yeah, you were pumped for Super Callow.
And him and Shannon Moore didn't click. And he just, and he gives me the same vibes that Latin Lover came in and had. I was super excited for Latin Lover. And then when he came in, he didn't have that great performance. He didn't have the good ratings. And it kind of threw me off of Latin Lover. But I kind of just had some determination and some grit and just kept booking him and got him over. Super Callow, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm going to do with him, Jen. I don't know.
Who knows?
How do you feel about Super Callow this year?
I mean, he's fine. I don't really have strong feelings for Super Callow, but he's a decent worker. I mean, you could do worse.
What about your thoughts about Billy Kidman, Jen?
Billy Kidman has had a wild year. He hasn't wrestled a lot, but he was a big focal point for WCW programming. He was the authority figure for a while, and he got a little power hungry. And right when he started getting real power hungry was when I think he started doing a little bit more in-ring. And listen, he is 6-7, so not the best record, but he put on a 91 with AJ Styles, and he did a 97 with The Rock. So
yeah, that he did. Him and Rock went. Kidman is a guy that I've always thought that Chad just doesn't utilize. A guy like Alex Wright, that very good in ring, Chad just doesn't. He's not used in a prominent position in ring. Maybe that changes from here on out. I thought that would change with his ownership of the company, but it never did.
For a while.
And he never. Well, yes, but it never led into anything in ring. It never led to a title shot for Billy Kidman. It never led to he's world champion. It never led to anything bigger than I'm the company owner. And that's what I was hoping for, because Kidman can go. We've seen that in his matches, like you said, with Rock, with Styles, with Dragon Kid. I mean, that match was for only 6 minutes. Kidman got an 81. Like, this man can go. I thought that ownership gimmick, that ownership role would give him just what he needed to. It never did. He never won anything out of it either. He lost basically every match he was in. So I mean, I'm intrigued to see the Billy Kidman Reno partnership. Maybe that'll lead to something. But a loss to Styles here at Starrcade might change the momentum for Billy Kidman. Who knows? We'll have to see. But Kidman's a guy I want hard on my roster. Pause. I want him a lot on my roster, Chad.
I love having Billy Kidman on my roster. You know, he's been a part of some real big history. He was part of the anti-NWO group with Goldberg, Scott, and Raven. You know, he's been the authority figure, multiple-time Cruiserweight champion. So he's always been a...
He's done a lot, but it feels like at the same time he hasn't, you know?
No, I agree. He has done a lot, but then also, like, he hasn't been able to, like, really solidify himself. You look at guys who he has come up with, like Raven, Scott, Goldberg, like, those guys are world champions, and he is not.
Even in looking at guys in the Cruiserweight division, Styles, Ray, Eddie, I mean, guys that he was fighting with in 1997 when we started the save are world champions, and Billy Kidman, you know, hasn't got that final push. We move on to 106 or 118 El Sinick. What do you got to say about him, Chad?
I mean, 17 and 18. Had a 92 against Ultimo Guerrero. I don't really know much about him, but it looks like CMLL really likes him, so good for them.
What about Takiwawa? Takiawa. He's cool.
I mean, yeah, look at him, 29 and 11.
Chase Tatum.
Chase Tatum, baby.
Let's talk about Chase Tatum.
I mean, he teamed with Hulk Hogan at the beginning of the year and won the tag team championships.
I mean, that's straight.
Hogan.
That's straight coming off of winning World War III after jumping ship from the Fed, headlining Starrcade. Him and Suzuki were like one of the final. It wasn't the main, but it was like a final match. And then immediately went into a program with Hogan, won the belts, right? Won the belt. Yeah. Won the belts. Did he?
Yeah, they won. And then he betrayed Hogan.
Where did he win the belts?
I thought they...
Oh, right there. They fought for him. Okay, my bad. They lost their first two shots at him, and then the third and final one they got him. Yep. Apologies.
And then he betrayed Hogan, and then he's been with the Wild Boys ever since, and they've been tag team champions, tried to win the trios belts at Starrcade, came up a little short.
What's in store for Chase Tatum here, Chad?
I mean, that's an interesting thing. I think a big thing is what comes from the Wild Boys in general. I mean, Batista was not victorious in winning Money in the Bank. These three were not victorious in winning the trios title. So really, what is left for the Wild Boys is a big question. Who knows?
Does Chase Tatum get back to that main event status that he was at when he came over to the company in late 2001?
I think that's certainly a possibility. I think only time will tell. Like I said, I think we have to see how these guys come back from their losses at Starrcade.
What about Hulk Hogan? Down 55 spots from last year.
Yeah, I mean, Hall of Famer. I mean, he's the Hulkster, right? He's Hulk Hogan. Like, what is there to say? You know, I mean, we're at a weird spot with Hogan right now. I mean, he's going into the Hall of Fame. We're certainly probably not going to ever see world champion Hulk Hogan ever again. I think that's probably fair. But I mean, you know, it looks like he could still be relied on for a decent little match, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Had a couple big wins this year, but he had a couple big losses. He lost to Chase Tatum early in the year to start the year. He technically, at the end of the year, lost to Spike Dudley. As Spike Dudley and the Dudley Boys beat Bret Hart and the Immortal Gentleman. Spike Dudley's got a technical win over him.
He does technically have a win over Hulk Hogan.
So, it's Hogan. He's going to be over. The fans are going to love him regardless. I just think, like you said, I think his in-ring heyday is pretty much over at this point.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Pentagon. He's here.
Pentagon Senior. I can't wait for him to bring Pentagon Junior into this world. Nice little win streak. We have Averno, Justin.
Yes, we got Averno, Chad. What do you know about Averno?
Nothing.
Okay, perfect. He defeated Scorpio Jr. here.
Oh, good for it. Good. I mean, big win.
What about El Samurai, Chad?
I mean, he's been on Nitro.
He's been in the Fed. He's been on Nitro. He's done it all.
He's been a real journeyman as El Samurai.
He is a journeyman for sure.
And
all right, Super Munico. What do you know about him?
Super Munico.
He's at 111.
He's at 111. I don't know anything about him, to be honest with you.
What about Matt Hardy? Oop.
Oh, Matt Hardy. Oh, well, okay. Oh, this
Matt Hardy.
All right. Matt Hardy, you know, has been a cruiserweight champion. He was also won the tag titles this year. Got a match at Starrcade against Taz. You know, he's had a pretty solid year. He's consistently been relevant and has been putting on some decent matches.
Something I noticed a lot with your guys is that their win-loss is either super good or it's 500.
And his is 500.
Yep, 500. 500. 500. Bad. Closer to 500 than it's not. It's crazy. It's crazy. Interesting. Matt Hardy, a guy like you said, he's just constantly relevant. Hasn't really done the big things. He's never won a world championship. Actually, never defended his cruiserweight belt. So cool.
Oh, he's the Sasha Banks of the cruiserweight division.
What does that mean?
Sasha Banks, every time she wins the belt, she always loses it on her the first time she defends it.
I don't know who Sasha Banks is. It's 2003, Chad. I'm joking. Yeah. I mean, what's next for Hardy? Who knows?
Who knows?
Dick to go, Chad.
Dick Togo. Look at Dick Togo.
Dick to go, 154-3 this year.
That's a win streak if I've ever seen one.
He never loses. Shout out to the 3 dudes that probably have beaten him. That's 154-3.
That's crazy.
Is he the most over guy in Japan? What's going on here? Holy, I mean, no, not really. He's over in Kanto. That's the Pokemon region, right?
Yeah.
What is he overall? 276-34. 34. Oh my God, is he the greatest wrestler of all time?
It might be.
Oh my God. Good for him. He's up from 135 last year. CIMA!
CIMA's here!
CIMA's up. He signed with WCW. And I was worried that you weren't going to do anything with CIMA. I was worried he's just going to be another import from another company, another country that just looks cool and jobs out to your favorite guys. And you've proven me wrong a little bit. A little bit.
Oh yeah, he's teaming with the Quick City Kingpins, but more important than that, he wasn't Money in the Bank this year.
Yeah, I think.
Which I don't think anyone saw coming.
No, not at all. He's 40-31. I'm very interested to see what that is in WCW terms because he was in New Japan prior. Let's look. He is 9-14. Big Daddy V, Battle Royal, of course, has to. That's the rules. Couldn't be, lost a lot to the Hart brothers for a little bit. Lost to the Harris twins. Their tag team wasn't great.
No.
But Aguila,
he's got some winning streak.
Aguila going down has kind of saved him a little bit here.
A bit, yeah.
He did lose. I don't know. He's weird because look, he lost to the Harris twins, lost to Bubba, lost World War III, beat Matt, then lost.
Yeah, I mean, not great, but Money in the Bank competitor.
He is true, but he
What would have happened if he would have won?
he was kind of like a guy like fucking, in every Money in the Bank, any ladder match in the Fed, they have one guy that does a lot of flips and cool shit, but he's not gonna win. He's not gonna win. CIMA's this guy. That's cool.
That was CIMA.
Very intrigued to see what he does because you now know. You like I said in earlier, that match right there with Wwe, Crazy, CIMA, Taka, Sasuke, Baba, it shows that you have that talent that isn't you have those guys in there, and if they just get a little push, they could be the new future of WCW with all the older talent getting. They're regressing a little bit more and more day by day. I think you have that talent there, and I'm excited to see guys like Sasuke, CIMA, Taka, Wwe, Crazy, Bubba become the future of this company because they are. I really do think CIMA, Sasuke, and Taka and Wwe really have the capabilities of carrying this company, and I'm really excited to see how you take that going into next year.
Yeah, no, on the up and up for SEMA. Big things are in the horizon.
For sure. We move on. That was 108. 107 is big. Wow, Ahmed Johnson at 107, who's higher than I just realized. Big Daddy V at 142.
Oh no.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, listen, Ahmed Johnson's a legend, so.
I mean, Ahmed, U.S. champion right now, 16-3. He has 3 losses to Batista, Goldberg in the World War III, and Rey Mysterio. How do you feel about Big Daddy V this year?
I mean, he's the U.S. champion. He's been dominant, and I don't see that lighting up, to be honest with you. So we'll have to see.
A lot of
he was supposed to wrestle Chris Benoit at Starrcade, and Chris Benoit tripped out on painkillers. So.
A lot of my concern with Big Daddy V is not only his stamina issues, because I think he's got like a 12 stamina. He's got 50. He can kind of go a little bit. He's super over, by the way. Holy shit. We haven't looked at overness yet. He's in the blues, brother.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't have that big win. He has Shamrock. You can look at his matches. He wins a lot, but the matches aren't, in terms of in-game ratings, great, right? They're not great.
Yeah.
The only big ones he has are Battle Pit Remastered. I gotta go play that later. His big wins and the big ratings are guys that are better than him in ring. So it's cool to see him on this run, but he hasn't given those big numbers yet, right? He hasn't had that classic, that blue rated match yet, and I'm hoping he gets there. I'm sure you're hoping too, but I want to see like a Big Daddy V Tony Mamaluke get an 85 instead of a 69. You know, it did go 2 minutes, but regardless. What did he do in that last match? He did get an 80, his highest in ring of all time. So he's there. Let's go back. I'm just looking at these names down here that we didn't see because we went to 137, like Stevie Richards, Stan Hansen, Doug Basham, Ric Flair at 140, and Doug Basham here as well, or Danny Basham, and Johnny Storm at 139. Bobby Roode at 153. We'll look at these other things. Wow, China. Wow, 25-3 this year is kind of sick.
25-3 is wild.
Do we need to say more about Ahmed, Jen?
No, I think we're yeah. You know, another guy who's getting older, and I think is just kind of trying to still find some footing on this roster. You know,
another guy that fits into that mold of that discussion I just had about SEMA, who a former main event guy in the company. His time's up. His time's up. He's 6-23. He can't really go anymore. I think he retires in 2003. To be honest with you.
You think so?
Oh, I think if you ask him.
I wouldn't be surprised.
This is the rest of the 100s. Super Dolphin at 106. Former WCW guy. I don't know if he wrestled in your company this year. Did he?
I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either. Nope, he did not. He had a 99 with Jushin Liger, though. Down from 101 last year. Luxtor. Or Ludcore? I don't know. Who cares? That's his dumb name. These guys have the same exact ratings because they teamed and did every match together last year.
Oh, nice. They're a team.
That's cool. 103, Great Sasuke, Chad.
Hell yeah. Good for Great Sasuke. I mean, listen, I had a bunch of really solid matches in the last few days leading up to Starrcade.
A man that I have talked to you for months, and you can vouch for me, that I said, you got Sasuke. Push him. He doesn't even need to be in the Cruiserweight division. This guy can go. And you took those words to heart. He's on a run. He did lose to Sting. I mean, but whatever. He's on a run, Chad. Sasuke. 14-15, again, 500, as to be expected for a Fed wrestler, a WCW guy. What did he do? I mean, he was in that 99, right? He's in the 99. He had an 82 in the match, Chad. 82. That was the lowest in that match. Super Crazy had an 89. Oh, shit. Super Crazy can go.
Super Crazy can go. All of them can go.
Sasuke, I mean, he's not over, but who cares about being over? He got broke up with. Oh, Chigusa Nagayo. Taz at 102.
The reigning defending Cruiserweight champion.
Again, around 500 win-loss rating. This is crazy to see it in actual numbers, how 50-50 booking it is over there. Taz, a man that I think you've, and correct me if I'm wrong, you always wanted to book, right?
Yeah.
You just you didn't know how. It felt like.
I found it.
I think you definitely found it. I think it took a while because you look at this, like he fought Hart, he fought Bret Hart, he fought Matt Sydal, and then he lost to Chris Jericho. Then he would go on a run, then lose to Batista and be off TV for a little bit. Then would job out a lot and then go on a massive run again. It's like, what do I do? I like him, I don't like him. I love him. I love him not. I love him. I love him not.
But I think he's found some footing in the cruiserweight division.
I think, yeah. I think for sure. I think you found a comfortable role for Taz to be that dominant freak Zilla that he actually is, you know? He's a little freak. He's a wrestling machine. And it's good to see him in an actual prominent position now in the WCW locker room. Toshi Uematsu. What can I say? What can I say? Women's Wrestler of the Year. Yes. What's your thoughts about Toshi Uematsu?
I mean, fucking 96 and 42 is wild.
Yeah, those are your thoughts?
She's wrestled a ton and got a bunch of wins, and she's a Woman of the Year. That's impressive.
What about that match she had with Lita that got a 90 at Judgment Day? One of the best women's match in the save out of me and you. I could be wrong on that. I think. Did you just yawn?
I don't think you were wrong. I think that was sounded about right.
Debbie and Toyota may have got higher, but you tired?
They might have. Oh, no, not really.
We have been recording for a while. I'm sorry. We're just getting it all done today so we can spend the next 6 days not doing anything.
Yep.
I need some time. Okay, top 100. Kip James.
Billy!
How the fuck did Kip James make it over Fit Finley?
I don't know. 8-16. Big win at. Oh, I know. I guess he lost. He lost. He was part of Team Shaq, and he lost. A lot of losing. This man does.
My thoughts about Kip James, and I was really hoping that the gimmick change, the new fresh coat of paint for Kip James into Billy, would elevate him. You would actually do something with him, and he is. Let's see. He's lost a lot as Billy. It didn't do anything, is what I'm getting at.
He's on TV every week.
That cool.
Was in a prominent 5-on-5 tag team match at Starrcade. So.
Because he lost. He was in that match because he lost so much. He didn't win to be in that match. He lost 3 straight times.
Shaq liked his spirit.
Tell me about the team of him and Shane Douglas earlier this year. What about that team? What happened with them?
Oh, it just kind of stopped, to be honest with you. I kind of forgot about it.
That's the problem. Remember when I said, who was your tag team from front end to back? A lot of these teams you have just fizzle out, and there's no ending to them. It's just, I forget. Why? What happens?
I think time. I think we just time in between recordings. I just forgot about the team of Shane Douglas and Kip James. And plus, Shane is now over on Thunder, so that didn't really help things either.
Yeah. You swapping brands 4 or 5 times a year will do that, I think.
Gotta keep it fresh.
Yeah, but it also fucks storylines up. Rikishi at 99. Kishi, former world champion. Ever since then, kind of has been not forgotten about, but really not in the main picture anymore. He was massive in 1999 and 2000 with the Firehouse, former tag team champions. He was the first man that ever beat Brock Lesnar. And now you see him with Rhino and Kishi in the Bloodline, a new, intriguing, up-and-coming SmackDown stable. Dude, SmackDown is just stable city over there. A man that has complained and wanted to leave the Fed before, and I said, no, you're staying here. And I fed him he was around SummerSlam time where he wanted to leave, right?
Yeah.
And now he's part of not part of the Bloodline, Chad. How do you feel?
Yeah, now he's acknowledging his tribal daddy, Rhino.
I know you wanted Kishi bad. Do you still want him?
I mean, I'd take Kishi, but I
What
mean,
what would you do with Rikishi?
Oh, I'd immediately have him do something with The Rock, probably.
No, okay, that's fair. Hector Garza, 98. How do you feel about Hector Garza, AAA?
Hector Garza. I mean, listen, 25-15, a AAA staple. Love me some Hector Garza.
He's a former AAA World Champion. He just lost it a couple months ago. Damn, you're right, Mr. Ganasuke. All Japan. He beat Jun Akiyama as well. Man, they really saw Akiyama leave and said, let me fucking job him out to everyone.
People over real quick.
Mr. Nebula 96. Dr. Death Steve Williams still wrestling. And
what the hell?
What do you mean, what the hell?
Wow, I just forgot.
He had a 98 with Ultimo Dragon earlier this year. He didn't qualify in 2001 because he only wrestled a few times due to injury, I think. Yes, he was injured for 6 months with a torn ACL. 42 years old, still has decent little numbers, still mega over. Would you sign Dr. Death Steve Williams?
Yeah, probably.
His contract expires in 1 year. Would you give him 50 grand?
Probably not.
He's a name, Chad.
He is a name.
He is a name. Mascara Sagrada Jr. up here at 94. Chessman.
I thought that said Cheese Man at first. I said Cheese Man.
Harashima over there in 2. We got Pirata Morgan here at 91, down 10 spots.
I love pirates.
He just recently lost his job, Chad, as you can tell. He's wrestling on the indies over there in Mexico. He just beat El Hijo del Cien Caras. Is that Alberto's son?
I don't know.
Sean.
Oh, Sean Stasiak. Justin, why don't you go ahead and tell me about Sean Stasiak? He down by a lot. He was in the 30s last year. Now he's in the 90s.
Yeah, Sean Stasiak, a Hall of Fame. A Hall of Famer in terms of this save, right?
Yeah. Of
course. Him and Chef Psychosis, the faces of WWE and WCW during our heyday in this save. I mean, the biggest storyline of all time, Sean Stasiak winning, better than the Bloodline in real life. The 2.5 year story of Stasiak winning pre-show belts to main eventing WrestleMania 2000, beating Eddie Guerrero. It was crazy. Yeah. And to see him now
in prison.
What was it for again? I would like to not look at that. I would like to look at headlines. He was jailed for assaulting a police officer, which I agree with. Cool. But you can't do that. You'll get arrested. And he's in jail for 5.5 months. I have no plans on re-signing him. That could change. He would be another big name on this company, but man, he's not the biggest name to get fired.
The company's kind of moved on from this point, right? Like, it's kind of like you've moved on. You had to. Same thing with like Stone Cold. You had to move on.
I'm in a position where my roster depth is so massive. Guys like Stasiak and Austin can leave, and they're going to be replaced in like 12 seconds.
Right.
Like, there's another man waiting who's just good enough, just over enough to take his spot. And Stasiak, Stasiak's cool and all, but when it came down to it, his big matches, psychology was an issue. He doesn't have that psychology that I need from people. Only 63 to 76. I mean, I don't know. Does he come back? Who knows? But right now, I mean, he's a Hall of Famer in the save by itself.
Oh, definitely.
Does WCW have any ideas to sign Sean Stasiak in 5.5 months?
We'll have to see where we're at in 5.5 months. If I think they could help us, sure. If not, then no.
I think anyone could help you right now. You're in second place.
Second place.
Nishimura in 89th place. Oh boy! Wow! Look at this.
Look at this.
Look at
1 and 5.
Look at this. Yeah, those guys, Black McMahon Dynasty, they don't wrestle. They don't need to wrestle as much. They have Vince by their side. I was really ready to push Mark Henry and Psychosis, but when I saw them not have good chemistry together, I said, that's enough. That's enough out of you.
But I mean, Psychosis, what did he do this year? I mean, he wrestled Match of the Year against Alex Wright. That's what he did. So
he's Vince McMahon's personal little, like, he's the man. If he doesn't, like, if something needs to be done in ring and he doesn't want to send out PJ Black, Psychosis is that guy to go handle business, and he is capable of doing it. Do I regret signing him? Yes, every second of my. I loved what you were doing with him. I thought I could duplicate what was going on, and he just doesn't do it for me, Chad.
Yeah, it was a big blow when we lost Psychosis. I was having a lot of fun booking him, but those are the breaks.
His contract is up soon, Chad. Do you have any plans on signing him?
He'll definitely be. We'll definitely be negotiating.
Chris Daniel. Wow, Chris Daniels up from 104. Top 100 for Chris Daniels, a member of the... It's the same thing I had to say about Scotty 2 Hottie that can be duplicated for Chris Daniels. Chris Daniels was one of the first signings of Double J Records. He got one of those first signing bonuses where he got a title shot. That was the contract bonus there. He had a hell of a match with Latin Lover at Battleground. Got a 98. Chris Daniels, a very solid wrestler. Very consistent. Very good in the ring. Just another one of those guys. Like, there's something overshadowing him right now. He's just a member of a stable. He's not the leader of the said stable. If he went on his own, I think he could be U.S. champion. I think he could be world champ material. But as of right now, what's going on with him, Chad?
Yeah, I mean, I think you put the nail right on the head. I think time will tell. I think if Christopher Daniels wants to take that jump, he's got to swim on his own.
He outperformed Latin Lover when that title match happened.
Yeah, he can go.
Latin Lover, the biggest name in WWE right now, I would think. Chris Daniels can go. It's not a shot. Laparca should be this high.
Laparca.
Laparca, average rating 70, 6 and 25. I don't have much to say about Laparca. The man can go. You can look at the blue numbers. Anytime he's in the ring with someone good, he puts out a hell of a performance. Taker, 93. Latin Lover, 91. Don Fry, 86. Latin Lover 8 again, 85. Mystico, 90. Don Fry, 96. Like, the Kid Cash, 91. The kid, when the limelight is on, he's the opposite of Kirk Cousins, Chad. Prime time, the kid's going to perform.
I mean, he's a member of the 100 Club for a reason.
He just needs that opportunity to shine. I don't know if that'll ever be in the Fed. This could be a massive get for WCW, Chad. And I want to say his contract is up in 56 days.
Wow. If nothing else, we could get a Clan Crew reunion.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. He's staying here with the Fed. Chad trying to rehash one of the worst gimmicks he's ever done.
Clan Crew was awesome. What are you talking about?
This is why you're in second place. Raven at 85.
Raven at 85.
You seem happy about that.
Another guy who's getting older. I mean, he's down 542. He's getting older, but I mean, Raven is still reliable, and I have a lot of respect, and I love Raven.
Yeah, how do you feel about this year for Raven?
It's been a weird year for sure. I mean, he won the tag team championships and then lost them. And has been trying to get back on his quest to put himself back atop of the card. So we'll see how he does that. But I love Raven.
He had an awesome feud with Owen Hart this year, Chad, that culminated in that amazing Hell in a Cell match at Bash of the Beach. He's been, from the save, probably one of the top 5 guys that your company has ever had. And
yeah, definitely.
There's a reason why he's still respected and he's still in that top tier talent that you have. When will the wheels fall off? I don't know.
He's one of those guys, every year I wait for it, he like Ahmed, every year I'm like, oh, this might be the year. And then he still is decent and still puts out good matches.
It is slowly happening. If you look at his stats, stamina has gone down 2 from January of 2002. So a year, not much, but it is slowly happening. The older he gets, the more regression will actually happen. So I think he still can go. All right. I don't think it's time to give up on Raven. He's still I mean, he's not as over as he used to be, but he's still pretty decently over, especially in Europe, where in Iberia and Scandinavia, he's mega over, brother.
He's mega over.
Raven, I think he could still be. I mean, look at this title history.
Yeah.
The most decorated champion in the save for you. We've looked at it. There's not a definitely. He's won the most belts than anyone. So Hall of Famer for sure.
Should we have him return as Scotty Flamingo? Do you think that would help him?
No. I do like the fact that he was shaving everyone's hair and then lost his hair. That was a fun run back in 2000.
That was a fun run. He lost to Canyon in a hair match.
Scott Steiner down from 82 or 43 to 84 this year.
Yeah.
another former face at WCW, another former champion in WWE. He beat Brock Lesnar. What the hell?
And now he's dating China.
Now he's fucking China. Damn, he lost to Mike Sanders too. He's got some big wins and some rough losses here, Chad.
The highest of highs and the lowest of lows for Scott Steiner.
What's next for Steiner and China, Chad?
I mean, a marriage?
Marriage?
A WWE wedding?
A world championship? Triple H. Scott Steiner is one of my favorites. He's one of your favorites.
I love Scott Steiner.
What's next for Scott? We don't know. Takayama up 22 spots from last year, 105 to 83. Ace Steel, Chad.
Oh, the bounty hunter Ace Steel.
Oh, man. A man that I really wanted to push into the world title, but was waiting for a little bit longer, and then he left. He wanted out. He requested his release, and I declined it. I rejected it. I said, no, sir. And he said, I'm going to sit out the rest of my contract. And said, I'm not going to pay you a year and a half to sit around. And I fired him.
And you fired him.
What are your plans for Ace Steel moving forward?
He is coming off of that big 5-man win at Starrcade. And, ever since he's came here, he hasn't won a lot, but he has had big profile matches. I mean, he wrestled Rey Mysterio, right? Like he's had these big matches, and I think time will tell on how we can capitalize from that. But he is riding the momentum of the 5-on-5 match from Starrcade.
And he beat Billy.
And he did beat Billy.
Do we see world title in the future for Ace Steel?
I mean, I wouldn't rule it out.
I mean, he answers to no one but George Washington's. He only answers to money, Chad. I'm excited to see what happens with Ace Steel. Speaking of Ace Steel, up 2 spots this year, CM Punk.
I mean, come on. I mean, television champion, probably one of the most successful television champions in the history of this company, was really putting respect on the television championship. Has been on quite the run, 24-7, and has a big win over the Hall of Famers.
Yeah, he also has a big win over Spike and Jake Roberts. Again, another guy, right? Who was I talking about this earlier? Big Daddy V, where he puts on great matches, but they're not like all-timers. You see a lot of greens. You see his average rating, 82.
We're hoping he takes that next step.
The big-time blue matches happen when a big-time player is in. Bubba, Shamrock, Raven. Like, in those regular matches with like guys like Shane Helms and what was the other one I was looking at? Like Ahmed and Perry Saturn. Those blues aren't coming out. And that, I don't know. Oh, yeah, this is WWE. Oh, he was in the Fed this year. Oh, he got burned alive. Holy shit, I forgot that happened this year. We didn't even talk about that. He got burned alive and ended up in WCW.
Now the man who burned him is here.
Oh, and wow, Punk goes over him in the ratings. Let's go to number 80 here, Chad. All right.
Oh, Chuck Collier, 16-15.
All right, talk about yourself.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the man ended Mick Foley's career, right? And after he was wrongfully defeated for the European Championship, the sky's the limit for this young man.
I don't even know what to say here. Chad Collier, he's got the documentary coming. He just beat Mick Foley at Armageddon. Royal Rumble's right around in the corner. Bless you.
Yeah. I mean, listen, this could be the year of Chad Collier.
Does he win the Rumble?
I mean, I think so.
Yeah, but you always think that.
Yeah, well, it's because I have confidence in myself.
What about Akira Tau?
What about him?
He's.
I mean, 35-5. That's a hell of a win streak.
It's not a win streak. He's lost 5 times.
He lost the. Well, he did lose the Triple Crown title to Ultimo Dragon.
He just. He didn't. No, he never had it. He fought for it. When it says to retain, that means Ultimo Dragon retained.
Yes, so Ultimo Dragon beat him for the and retained his belt. So there's that.
He was teaming with Dr. Death, Stevie Williams, and Jun Akiyama over there in All Japan. So this guy can wrestle, can fight. Was a proven name over there in All Japan. Chris Canyon, dropping fucking 57 spots here as Chris Canyon.
Still in the top 100 though.
Yeah, but he was top 21 last year. When I say the biggest falls of anyone this year, I think Chris Canyon had the worst year.
Definitely, I don't know if he had the worst year, but he definitely didn't have a good year.
From where he was last year to where he's at now, I think that's the biggest fall. Because Canyon was a top boy over there in WCW. And hasn't done shit this year, to be honest with you.
But he's back on the up and up.
Oh, for sure. He's back on the up and up, but excited to see where he goes because he is one of your top talent. We talked about this at Starrcade. A 92 in ring, man. Like, why this guy? Why he has never won the world belt? Why has he not won the world belt, Chad?
He was close. He was the year he was the U.S. champion, and it was really over. I definitely thought about it.
He has not won a belt since 2000.
Maybe this year is the year he climbs back up those spots and we see him back in the top 20.
He's a 100 club member. Like, I don't know, just having when his average rating went from 86 to 81 this year. So that's all we need to say about Chris Canyon. His lowest he's ever been since 1999 in the Power 500. We move on.
12 and 17, Sting.
Sting. From last year, an 86. This year, a 64.
Yeah, definitely a fall from grace from Sting. But again, he is getting older. I mean,
I don't know if he's gonna make it to the rest of the year. In ring, it's kind of sad how quick some of these guys regress. Dude, he's fucked. He's fucked, John.
Let's just see if he'll retire real quick, just for the fun. Let's just see. Hey, you want to retire?
Nope.
I don't want to retire yet. All right, well, God bless you.
Well, good thing is a year left making $500,000 a month.
Yeah, good thing.
Good thing. Tell me about Sting right here, Chad. Walk me through the decision of giving him the belt just to lose it like 4 days later.
Well, it was supposed to be Devon behind the curtain. Devon was going to win the $1 million championship, but him and Batista both drew, and so I said, okay, well, I guess it's Sting now, and so we gave it to Sting, and then he cashed it in and won the U.S. title from CM Punk, and then he was not successful at Starrcade. But yay, that's the breaks.
Yeah, those are the breaks. What's next for Sting? You could see the decline, really, when he was super over. Look at all these blues.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of fell off the railings about right here. His worst match ever with A-Train. I don't know if Sting has anything left in him to get saved. I mean, Ric Flair's kind of over a little bit at this point. I mean, Ric Flair might have like a 7. He's got it. Oh my god. Oh my Atlanta, he's 80.
Ric Flair's back.
Ric Flair.
I will never retire.
Ric Flair has the same amount of stamina. He's worse physically than Sting. So if Sting can get over, so can Ric Flair can get over, so can Sting. It's just you have to pull the trigger.
Before the pay-per-view, he had gone from 69. He was getting there. I don't think we're done with seeing Sting. But yeah, I mean, who's to say? You know, he's not going to be main eventing anymore. It's one of those rare, like, he's there, Ahmed's there, the NWO are there, where they were the old guys who just can't go anymore. And so now we're trying to see what their spot is on the roster. Because some of them, like Raven, you know, I think they can still contribute on a high level, and others really can't, and that's okay.
Yeah, Sting. I don't think Sting should have lost this match here, in my honest opinion. But
I mean, that's fair. Chris Candido could have used the win, though.
Yeah, I know, but it really just negated the whole $1 Million Invitational, because it was supposed to be like a guaranteed title shot, and he got the title and then immediately lost it like 4 days later. So all that hoopla of, oh, I'm the champion of the $1 Million thingy, whatever. I got this automatic title shot, and it was done and over with in like 2 days. It'd be like a Money in the Bank cash in, and then the guy loses it the next night. Like, what the fucking point?
No, for sure.
We move on. Oh, shit. C.W. Anderson up 192 spots. Wow. C.W. Anderson, Chad, former SmackDown Tag Team Champion. A man that's beaten Kane, The Undertaker, Chad, Shannon Moore, won on Team SmackDown, won the chip. I mean, this guy's on a run of runs right here, Chad.
Absolutely. I mean, the best year of his career, probably.
Of course. Of course. Won the SmackDown titles at WrestleMania. Has beaten anyone he stepped in, but they ran into the final bosses, which we know what happens when you run into them.
Of course.
You lose, unless you're done frying. Teamed up with Arn Anderson at SummerSlam to beat La Resistance, and ever since that was the snap that he needed to turn into one of the most dominant guys on SmackDown. Doesn't seem like he is, but you look at his record right here. He's got I got a point with my arrow right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lost here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 of the last 20 matches he's won.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's beating nobodies. He's got big wins over people. So.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, he beat The Undertaker, for God's sakes.
He beat Kane twice. He's one of those sleeper picks if you were looking on FanDuel on the Royal Rumble. Like, you got like the big names who have like good odds. C.W. Anderson's in like the Detroit Lions NFC range, like 5th or 4th best odds on SmackDown to win the Rumble. C.W. Anderson.
I mean, and who knows? I mean, he might sneak his way through, get a Rumble win, and then we might see him. We might be seeing him in a title match at Mania soon.
We might see him main event WrestleMania. What are the odds of that? And this is it's another story of guys that you don't really expect anything because he didn't really do anything in real life. This is not real life. You can do whatever you want with whatever you want, and you can make stars out of nobodies. And this is another Stasiak's one guy. C.W. Anderson's another. Like, this shit can happen. And it's excited to rewrite history, and C.W. Anderson being that face of history. 75, Kid Cash. All my guys are here, Chad.
All of them.
All of them are right here. Kid Cash, Funk Boys. Not a lot needs to be said. He's a very, very valuable in-ring talent. I mean, look at all those blue numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Kid Cash can go.
Kid Cash can go. What about Man Cash?
What about Man Cash?
Ooh, let's go. 74, Sean... Oh... Boo!
Intercontinental Champion Sean Morley.
A man that earlier this year was beating Johnny B. Bad in no DQ matches on Saturday night.
And now he's the Intercontinental Champion.
And now is the Intercontinental Champion. Let's look at it. This was him in WCW. This is him in the Fed. What a run. What a run Sean Morley has had, Chad.
Oh, yeah, a nice rags to riches story from Sean Morley.
And it only he got a big win over PJ Black. He beat Triple H. Remember that whole run where he just wouldn't die? And Triple H shut that book on him and beat him in a last man standing match in No Mercy. Just for him to keep crawling back, just not being able to let Triple H go. And he got that job done on Monday Night Raw. Oh, actually, a Judgment Day in that triple threat match with Dean Malenko. Wow, what a match. Sean Morley. He's another favorite, I think, for Royal Rumble. He's on such a big run. He almost went up 250 spots from last year, Chad.
Yeah, big spot. Big leap for Sean Morley.
What was his win-loss last year in WCW?
It wasn't
7-14, that's it.
Oh, okay. That's not that terrible.
Oh, 1-25. That's what it was. Okay.
That's what it was.
Excited. I like seeing these kind of stories and seeing what you can do with some guys like that. Because I don't think there has.
Sure.
Is the
We have not had a run where I've taken somebody you've let go and turned into a star yet. But I think I want to try one day. I just have to wait till you get rid of the right guy.
I think there's plenty of guys that have come over. But unfortunately, some of them have had injury problems. Too Cold Scorpio could have been that guy. He had rough injury issues. Aguila could be that guy, I think for sure. Brian Christopher, injury problems. Ahmed was a world. I mean, he was. I don't. No one that has really not done shit. Don and Ron Harris could be those first two.
They just beat the tag team championships.
They just beat Brett and Owen.
Yeah, and Raven and Shane Douglas.
So the door's still open for those two to be those first two guys. Jinsei Shinzaki up from 202 to 73 this year. All Japan pro wrestler. William
Regal down 20 spots.
I love doing drugs, Regal. Tell me about it.
But hey, you know what? Here's the thing. He
overdosed. That's what it was.
Yeah, he overdosed. He was a big player on Thunder, but he got in his own way with drugs, moved over to Nitro, started teaming with Samoa Joe, and, I will say they didn't get off to the best start, but Justin, I do think they have gotten some momentum back teaming with Big Show.
Yeah, they're team juiced up. Both guys being popped for steroids at one point, or drugs. Two guys that are hard-hitting, good, very good wrestlers, and it's an exciting team if they can stay out of the papers, out of the news, out of your office, Chad, to be honest with you.
Yeah, stay away from our office.
If I see you in the office, I'm going to be like, oh no, because Regal can go. The issue with Regal is, I'm not going to talk about it. I was going to say his contract up in 32 days.
Yeah, that's not great.
But I don't like talking about contracts because then I don't want you... Mystico up at 71. He's down 38 spots from last year. He beat Psychosis at Mania. He's a rat piece of shit, to be honest with you, Chad.
Oh, definitely, yeah. He
turned on good friend Chavo Guerrero. He's not even old enough to drink yet.
Nope, he's done a lot in his 20 years of life.
He has. He has wrestled a long time. When did I sign him? When he was like 14? Oh my god.
16,
holy shit, he was around. Oh my god. Holy shit, Mystico. What's next for Mystico? I don't know. Mystico has had a thing.
He's gonna get a 21st birthday at some point. That's what's next.
Mystico's had this thing where his psychology's pretty shit too. And anytime he has a big match with somebody, it shits the bed or doesn't do as good as I think it will be. John Cena right here, where I thought it would be a lot better than a 90, but whatever. 80, I mean, the whole Psychosis feud I thought would be a lot better, but whatever. I like the little role he has right now with Latin Lover, his little lackey.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my god. This fucking this I don't even want to talk about him, Chad. I don't even want to talk him. I don't even want to talk about him, man. Look at this picture.
Yeah, I hate that picture.
He's the big red demon right now. He's got the demon's favorite daughter. It's Kane and Kana. One of your favorite things going right now.
Oh yeah, the Kana has put new life into Kane. I feel like he was kind of just
floundering
for a while. Yeah, kind of floundering. He was with that little group with Roadkill and stuff, and
The Departed.
The Departed. That didn't really do much, but I'm happy he's found some life with Kana.
Yeah, something I was really disappointed with that they just couldn't get anywhere was Gangrel, Snitsky, Kane, and Don Callis, The Departed, with Silence. I think what happened with that one was Silence getting popped for drugs and leaving the company because I have a no drug rule. And that really fucked everything up, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah. But he's got life with Kana, so let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can bounce back and try to move up these rankings for next year.
Let's go back up to number 69. Number 69, Brazo de Plata. We don't need to talk about Brazo, do we? Tani, he's on a roll as of late. Look at all those blue numbers at the end of 2002.
Oh, yeah, he's finishing up the year strong.
Yeah, tag teams with Hashi.
A New Japan balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall. He beat Hiroshi Tanahashi. Owen at 67.
Down from 28 in 2001.
Another one of those guys who getting a little older.
It's getting a little older.
Getting a little older. He's 37. I don't think his skills are getting any worse. Stamina's gone down to 3 this year. So that's something. 3 a year when he's at 89 means he's going to get like 60 in the next fucking 10 years. So you got time. Where'd you go, Chad?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we're not. Yeah, Owen Hart still got some a lot to give. But he hasn't had quite the run that I think everyone expected him to have since he's been here. No,
he is. I really thought he was going to be a world champion, Chad.
Oh, he had an opportunity with Raven, and then Raven shocked the world and beat him. So
yeah, true. He's also a man who's also in 1 year dropped 20 pop.
Yeah, the tag team scene with Raven was, for some reason, was not good for either of them.
No, not at all, to be honest. And I think it was because of 50-50 booking.
Did they lose a lot?
I mean, they have to. He's 10-21 this year.
Fair enough, yeah. Luckily, it's a new year, so we get lots of time to fix some things, right?
Him and the Hearts, like, they're not that good either. They kept losing. Oh my god, I can't believe they took the belts off World's Greatest Tag Team just to lose to the Hoovy and Super Crazy, just to get the belts back the next week, just to lose to Harris Twins a month later. Holy shit. We move on.
Taka Michinoku.
You sounded happy about that, Jen.
Yeah, Taka Michinoku, 9-21. That's not the best win-loss record you've seen here, but listen, I think he proved himself along with Sema and Sasuke in that Money in the Bank. I mean, look at all the blue matches he's had. I mean, Rock Taka. I mean, he can go.
I think, yeah, Taka's a guy that if you get him out of that mold of he's a cruiserweight, he should just be fighting in the cruiserweight division, could be the face of a brand over here in WCW. He is that damn good. Matches with Ray. I mean, that 99 at Starrcade. I keep going back to it, but because those guys just kill it. They kill it. Him and Regal had great matches. This guy can go. He's part of the 100 Club with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, this guy, one of the best in ring that you have. He just needs that opportunity, Chad. Just needs that opportunity to not be like singled in as a, hey, this guy's a cruiserweight. That's all he's good for. Because this guy's much more than that.
Absolutely.
He's also found himself in a lot of stables and teams over the years. So
yeah,
maybe coming out of that,
maybe Solo Taka might be the run.
He did lose to Lash LaRue once, so
he did lose to Lash LaRue.
Another guy down to 11 from last year's January 2002. Oh man, you're on a roll right now, Chad. Devon Dudley.
Devon Dudley. You know, the big story about Devon, he just can't win the big one. I mean, you look at him, the guy can hold his own in matches. Like, he is 28-13. He just, you tell him it's for a championship and he crumbles.
Yeah, the lights shine on him and he pisses himself.
Yeah, I feel like there's like this like little rivalry between Bubba and Devon of which one of them can win, you know, the big, I mean, Bubba's a former like United States champion. So Bubba's already like held singles gold, but Devon hasn't, and I think that's starting to get to him a little bit.
Devon, a 5-time tag team champion, has never won a singles belt.
Yeah, and that's his story.
Has never won.
One of our more popular wrestlers on the roster.
While Bubba
was Bubba right under him.
No, I just you can search it. You can search it. I mean, Bubba's only won the hardcore belt. He won the television belt for a couple months. Couple coffee.
Exactly. But, you know, I think they're both looking for that big singles run.
Yeah, for sure. Devon is a man. This might be the most over he's ever been. Yeah, 73.
He's over.
Yeah,
listen, he's had a lot of good showings lately. I mean, he was like he was one of the favorites to win World War III.
He was. I thought he was going to do it. That'd have been huge.
Really good showing. He had a really good showing at Money in the Bank too. You know, Devon's no slouch.
Devon is no slouch. Can 2003 be that year that he wins the big one?
Who knows?
You do.
I hope so.
Oh.
Shane Helms is here.
Oh man, the man that beat Shawn Michaels.
Then couldn't beat him for the belt.
Another story of a man that pisses himself when the bright lights are on him and the title is on the line.
Yeah, you know, Shane Helms, he came to Nitro because he was trying to break away from the cruiserweight mold, and since then he's main evented a few pay-per-views and was on the best match of Starrcade, and or no, he was not in the best match of Starrcade.
Best match Eve, Halloween no, maybe not even that. He did have a 99 at Nitro though.
The kid can go.
Dude went on a run of beating Regal 6, Regal Show, Shamrock Joe. That's what I call building a guy to make him look credible.
Yeah.
That being said, got dog walked by Shawn a couple times. Beat Shawn.
As we all do.
Beat Billy. Wasn't even in the Money in the Bank program video package, though. So
that was my bad.
Even the company doesn't respect him. Far showing though from where he ended 2002 from where he started with fucking the Sweet Sensations and Shark Boy at some point, I think. Yeah, Dark Shark
back when he was Hurricane.
Yeah, back when he was Hurricane. Shane Helms, world championship on the line, maybe. US championship, probably.
I mean, definitely a possibility. We have Atlantis.
Are you gonna sign Atlantis?
Atlantis might be sunk, but this Atlantis has never floated better here in our rankings. And then we got Sasaki here, Justin.
Who was also on a massive roll as of late. New Japan.
Got an 100 with Yagata. And
Holy shot. Holy shot. Him and Nakamura with a count out.
I need to do something to stop New Japan.
Yeah, New Japan's going to take over. Most improved company of the year.
Oh, maybe I'll sell to them.
Yeah, that's gonna be the end of the series when you sell to them.
You want to buy New Japan?
Do you just take over and your roster is now just New Japan and WCW combined?
I guess.
Oh, so great. So Nagata would be a fucking lower mid carder, and keeps losing to Evan Courageous. Katamura up from 210. He's up to 61 this year. Silver King. Up 16 spots this year.
Bubba Ray Dudley, baby. Listen, Bubba Ray Dudley, you know, he's great for some matches. I mean, look, he can put on some classics. He came to Thunder after he was fired from Nitro, and I mean, listen, he's another one of those guys who was in that Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yes, that he was. A man that I've always thought screams world championship. He's got the microphone skill. We've seen him in ring showcase that in-ring ability. He just can't. He's missing something. And I don't know what it is, but he needs to piece it together because I think he is world championship material.
No, I 100% agree. I think both of them, I think both members of the Dudleys have potential to really be the guy for their respective brands. I just think there's just something holding them back, and who knows what it is.
It could be just the stigma of them being tag team champions or tag team like specialists. That could be it. Like, there's a reason why they can't. Again, another guy on your show that's 500. If I see they're all 500, Chad. Why is everyone fucking 500? 500. Devon's super mega. It's either super. Yeah, that's what. Who cares? Fucking. What about Azuka?
Azuka, 30-23. It's a good little win streak. I don't really know much about him. Same with this guy, Heki Tsukuro. I don't know him either. But hey, 27-19.
Hechicero. Who the fuck is this?
Hechicero.
Entered wrestling in 2001. He might be a real guy that I just forgot to get rid of. He got 100 once, though.
Wow.
Perro Aguayo Jr. up from 69 last year to 56. Nice.
Moving on up.
Koji Kanemoto up from 177 last year to 55. Why was he only 177 in 2001? You're asking? Because he was training. Because he was training for UFC fights. He didn't really wrestle.
Oh, did he win?
No, he has lost his only fight.
Damn.
He is super over in America though. 85.
Super over in America though.
Well, yeah, because he's super over everywhere. Yeah. Do you understand how over those top New Japan guys are?
Yeah, I mean, really over.
Oh,
Booker T, 13 and 12, 500 from Booker T.
Yeah, Booker T. Yeah, I was trying to get him better. He really sucked to start this year, Tread. Really had a rough year. Beginning, losing to Mick Foley, losing to Cena in the Elimination Chamber, lost to Goldberg, lost at WrestleMania to Dustin Rhodes, Double J Records international superstar. Lost to the family, lost to Steven Richards. The Gentleman Club kind of disbanded. The start of 2002 was kind of detrimental for this kid, right?
But he is. It didn't end as horribly as you would think.
No, because he came back together with his good friend Stevie Ray, and Harlem Heat kind of went on a run. They went on a run, defeating La Resistance, Big Boss Man and Davey Boy, Supernova, Skipper and Coleman, Booker beating Hashimoto on a SmackDown. They just couldn't get the job done for the Smack Team belts. And then he joined Raw the next week, defeating Ace Steel. Scott Steiner, Fig, his longtime rival Triple H, couldn't captain Team Raw to a win. And now he's in that feud with Triple H right now and Sean Morley. The future is now for Booker T.
Absolutely.
And only took a little bit, too.
Yeah, for sure.
He is, though, 37, so
he is getting old.
He did gain weight. That's why his stamina just grew. I was wondering in October why his stamina went up fucking right around here, went up 6. He gained weight.
He's a fatty now.
No, he's a heavyweight. He's got more
Booker XXL now.
Yeah, he's got more power. He's a bigger boy. That's why star quality. Is that why star quality went up too? Yeah, holy shit, there it is. Yep. That's why. Just talk to your wrestlers, Chad, when you get a chance, and just tell them to gain weight.
Gain some weight.
Gain some weight, fatties. Super Crazy, it's 53.
11-12, Super Crazy. Listen, Super Crazy having a really good performance in Money in the Bank.
Yeah, well, I don't remember him doing this good. Super Crazy the week before had a 73. He just went all out at Starrcade. Holy.
I mean, him and Wwe, multiple time tag team champions. I think Super Crazy's big strength is also his weakness. Everyone constantly looks at him as Hoovertude's buddy, and I think time will tell on how Super Crazy can. And even now, I mean, Wwe won Money in the Bank, so once again, it's just looking like it's another one of Wwe's little buddies. So we'll have to see what happens and what Super Crazy can do to try to break that stigma.
You've hit that nail on the head. Because he is viewed in my eyes as maybe not a lackey, just a tag team guy. He's had 4 single matches in all of 2002, and he's 1-3 again in them.
Yeah, but I mean,
unreal.
You put him in a tag team with Wwe, they'll probably win.
Unreal, yeah, probably. His only singles win in one whole calendar year was Low D. That's unreal to think about, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's real. Super Crazy. Another just someone I could just copy and paste what I said about Taka, Sasuke, and Sema. Everyone in that match could be the carrier of the torch of WCW in 2004, 5, and beyond, because they all have that talent. It's just, can they utilize that talent? Well, let's see. Number 52, AJ Styles, baby.
AJ Styles, coming off his big bull rope match victory at Starrcade against Billy Kidman. Definitely, a building block for WCW moving forward. I mean, it's AJ Styles, right? I mean, come on.
I mean, former Universal Champion, former Cruiserweight Champion, 2-time Cruiserweight Champion as well. That's it. Wow, I really thought he's done a lot more. Very good in-ring talent. Very good. He's super old.
See if he wants to gain some weight.
I think. Let's go check. Actually, nope. That's the biggest. He's not interested, Chad.
Oh, well, okay, cool.
This is the most over he's ever been, too. 79.
Yeah,
Good for him. He beat Kidman. Kidman, I mean, can Styles win the big one?
I mean, he has before.
He has before, but hasn't since.
True.
Bryan Danielson and Mark Henry in 51 and 50. What do I need to say about Bryan Danielson? Kid's a very good wrestler. You know, very technically sound, and has been kind of in that super crazy mold. But I feel like he's always been in a tag team, in a group, in a stable the whole time.
He was Sean's buddy in DX, and then now he's with
Boston
the
Combat Club. Yeah. Tore his ACL in 2001. Where we're supposed to get that fucking Danielson Malenko Edge Christian tag team match. Has never happened. It has kind of happened. It was a 2-on-2-on-2, which got 100. So we only can imagine what that 2-on-2 would have got.
I mean, anytime you add Muto and Liger to the mix, like you're doing all right.
He's an interesting name because he can go. He just hasn't been given that opportunity to go, you know? Right. And I think 2003 will be a big year for Bryan Danielson, especially after the whole Boston Combat Club implosion and Danielson beating Dean Malenko at the Raw Super Show. Mark Henry, I don't know what to do with you, brother. He's the muscle of the Black McMahon dynasty, but he could be a world champion.
Yeah, eventually. I mean, you have him for 9 more years. So
yeah, I think so. It's just it's a gross number. 5 more years.
You're halfway done with his contract.
His stats are kind of fluctuating in terms of stamina. I don't know. He's a name like I think looks wise could be a WWE champion, but in ring wise, I don't think he'll ever be that.
What else?
It could change, but I don't think so. Holy shit, Dustin Rhodes at 49. Oh,
man, he's really tearing it up at CMLL.
Do you miss Dustin Rhodes?
Oh yeah, I miss Dustin Rhodes.
A man, wow, 81. He's 81. Holy. Oh, he's always been 81. He was mega over in WCW. One of those few guys that we had a bidding war with and the other company got.
Yeah, we had a bidding war and we both lost.
I was kind of crazy. We don't really see that a lot. I want to see it. I want to see it more, to be honest with you. Ended his 2002 losing to Cybernetico to retain the World Championship. Tenzan at 48. New Japan.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, go ahead, Chad.
I was gonna say. I mean, come on, it's Tenzan. I mean, he is literally he's one of those goats for New Japan. You put him out, he's gonna put on a classic. I mean,
yeah. They're on a roll as of late. They had he went over in All Japan and teamed with Jun Akiyama to beat Kanemaru and Stan Hansen. Anything New Japan put on in November and December, I think, kind of just fucked.
It's just good.
It was just good. Yuji Nagata, same thing. You can tell. Look at the change in October. Just blues all the way up.
Yeah, New Japan was coming onto a down period because Justin took all their talent, and then now they're doing great.
They're good. They got Kaiji Muto back. Everyone's kind of really hitting their stride. It's kind of good to see. Liz Mark Jr. Chad got 100.
35 and 8
with Eddie, of course.
With Eddie.
Oh wow, only 45 for the Latin lover.
He's still up though.
He's still up for sure, but I really thought because of this one right here that he would have been higher.
A little run he had.
Yeah, there was a time where I thought he would win Wrestler of the Year.
I mean, there was a time where it definitely looked like he could have. I mean, look at those. 94, 87, 97, 87, 98, 91, 96, 98, 92, 90, 85, 99.
Dude, he's one of those guys that is just a freak of nature, star quality-wise. What happened there? He gained weight. Just tell your boys to gain weight, Jen.
Everybody should just get fat.
Everyone just needs to gain weight. His sex appeal always have been hot. He's just a hot boy. Just a hot boy, Chad. His stamina going super up because of that weight gain. This kid is a freak of nature, Chad. He's a former stripper.
He is a former stripper. Former stripper, now a champ, former champion.
He's one of those guys in the top 2, 3 on SmackDown odds-wise right now. I'm looking at FanDuel right now to win the Royal Rumble. And I could see
think
it.
that makes sense.
I could see it. Latin Lover, he has never fought Masawa. He's never fought for the World Championship. Could this be the time like that? That's going to be an interesting Royal Rumble for sure.
I'm excited.
Ooh.
Samoa Joe.
44.
He's the same position as he was last year.
He has 500 this year, basically. How do you feel about him?
Samoa Joe, I mean, he was doing his Nation of Violence World Tour and was getting a solid push. And then he got busted for drugs or steroids.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been kind of just trying to get back in the good graces of the company ever since. Hopefully he can capitalize with this big win at Starrcade.
Yeah. Do you think he's learned his lesson?
I hope so. I love Samoa Joe, and I would love to be able to, I'd love to see him do a lot with this company. I'd love to see him be one of our building blocks, but it's tough for me to want to push you, and I have to worry that in like a month you're going to get busted for steroids. So he's got to earn back his trust. If he can earn back trust, I think the sky's the limit for him.
Oh, wow. John Cena only.
Speaking of a guy who needs to earn back some trust.
John Cena. His trust has always been there. It was just his pop took a fucking tumble, and his momentum took a tumble when he lost to Stevie Richards at SummerSlam. A man that, behind the curtains, I pictured as a world champion by SummerSlam 04 or 03. Now, I don't know. He's definitely high up there in the odds because he is still John Cena. He's still one of the best in ring, 27-9. Can still go with the best of them. Can he win the Royal Rumble though? A big win over Latin Lover. I mean, it all comes down to what positions they get. John Cena could still technically win the chip. He fought for the WWE Championship once. Remember that? Got 100.
Yeah.
And that's because Stone Cold got fired.
Yeah.
Holy
John Cena stepped up and Undertaker got 100 with him. And a lot of people thought like this is the run.
This is where I thought. And then Stevie Richards came in, beat him, and hasn't really recovered. Popularity wise, has recovered. Because if we look at his August, he was around a 96. He lost, got to an 87. He's just as high as he was pre SummerSlam. He was at a 99 at once. Jesus Christ, John Cena, man. If he just puts it all together, he is injured, which will put a stain a little bit on the Royal Rumble.
Definitely.
But we'll have to see. Did we ever check? I'll have to check later about how long that injury is. Kojima, the final boss, Chad.
Yeah, one half of the greatest tag team in the world.
I love this story. I love this stable.
Yeah, it's great.
I love the stable. Kojima, tag team champion, 20-9, on a massive run since joining the Fed. Who's gonna defeat them in like tag team action, Jen? Besides Don Fry and June. I mean, Edge and Christian are on Raw.
Yeah, but they'll still beat them.
You think they're gonna unify?
But if not them, then probably like I don't know. June and fucking Fry are good options. They're good options. Let's see. Double J Records are a good group that I wouldn't mind seeing getting some tag gold.
What about Paul London and Brian Kendrick?
Yeah, them too. I mean, yeah, let's not forget about them. Fucking Chris Sabin.
Chris and Chris.
The Chris and Chris team. They can do it.
What about Stevie Richards?
Yeah, you have so many stables on SmackDown. Like any one of them could feasibly be good choices. It's just a matter of, the final bosses. They're not the final bosses for nothing. It's gonna take a minute for them to find someone who can beat them.
My balls are to the wall. And Hiroshi Hase is at number 41.
Nice.
Bisbro Negro is up there at 40, up from 98. He, Chad, if you do remember, is starting a band and off on a tour.
Oh, hell yeah. Is it with D-Lo?
Yeah, D-Lo's the opening band.
Oh, hell yeah. Love that.
Love that. He's up 40. Top 30 now, Chad, or top 39, Ray Buccanero. He is like the Tom Brady. He plays for Tampa Bay. Him and Abismo have had the same matches.
Tag team.
Apollo Dante's tag team champion right now, Chad, in CMLL.
Didn't he get like Independent Wrestler of the Year though? Also,
yeah, he did. He was on a roll. Look at right here. He was on a roll.
Oh yeah,
he's on a roll.
Now he's locked up with CMLL, right?
Yes, he is no, he's on a handshake deal with him.
Oh.
Chad's gonna side Apollo Dantes. Oh man,
Minoru Suzuki.
Tell me about Minoru.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he spent a lot of his year being with in the Council of Kidman, and former Universal Champion in his own right. He picked up the belt and won it after The Rock got injured and just dropped it to The Rock. But listen, Suzuki, you know, he's one of those guys that I really like having on the roster. But it's tough for me because he's one of those guys that like should never lose. But he's already
lost.
Yeah,
a lot.
And it's just because like it's tough. I gave him creative control, so like he doesn't like to lose. So I don't know. He's one of those guys that I'm finding a hard time trying to find things to do with. To be honest with you.
Yeah, for sure. That's why you don't give creative control to people.
Yeah.
You don't. You don't give no trade clauses to Bradley Beal, and you don't give creative control to Minoru Suzuki.
It was really bad. It was really bad when he had it and Goldberg had it, and both of them just refused to lose to each other. I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do now.
You were trying to feud those two, and they just wouldn't fight each other.
Yeah, every time I'd go, one wins, the other one would be like, no, and then I'd be like, okay, the other one wins, no, and I'd be like, I don't know what to do now.
Yeah, I mean, him losing to Bobby Roode twice. We haven't even looked at Bobby Roode yet. Let's actually look real quick. Can we look at Bobby Roode? I don't know where Bobby Roode was on this list. Bobby Roode is 153, and he is now in the 64 popularity rankings, Chad.
Yep.
So a couple big wins over Minoru Suzuki. He's gotten Bobby Roode over there. Minoru Suzuki, I think, again, one of those guys that can fist fight with anyone, but you don't really have one of those guys, really. You don't have one of those stiff-hardening action guys on your roster. You have Shamrock, but
I need to have Dan Severn get built up, and then just have Dan Severn fist fight Suzuki.
Speaking of Suzuki and fist fighting, a man that I think is your most talented guy on your roster.
He's definitely one of my best in-ring workers for sure.
Dude, he is so good, and he does nothing. Give Shamrock the belt. Give him the belt, Chad.
We'll have to see. I do have plans for Mr. Shamrock.
Even like a tag run with Lash LaRue and shit. Like, that hasn't happened yet. I'm waiting for that. He was a former global tag team champion with Sylvester Stallone, brother. He had the world title. He had the world title for 5 months. Like, this guy can do it. And he is getting older. How's the time passed? He's not getting worse at all. He's not getting
passed. I think in a couple of years the time would pass. I think the window is definitely closing.
Yes. When though, you know? If I just click on any of these matches, I'm sure it's either 85 or above for his in-ring. 92 here with a Big Show. Let's go even lower down to June where he went 91 with Owen. Like, you obviously your main event, your top talent, your world title guys are megastars. But I mean, what do you do with Shamrock at that point?
Right. We'll have to see. Like I said, he's spent his mission to try to help his proteges, the Tap Out crew. But listen, we'll have to see what's next for Shamrock.
Has that helped Lash LaRue? We haven't even looked at a guy like Lash LaRue in a while. Not really. Not really overness. Skill-wise, probably. His psychology's up a lot, and his aerial's pretty good. What do you think he's teaching him, Chad? He can't talk at all. Stamina's fine. I don't know what he's teaching him, actually, to be honest with you. None of this shit really jumps out at me as like...
hand-to-hand combat is what he's fixing.
Yeah, none of this jumps out at me as like, hey, this guy is teaching me a lot. Maybe microphone skills? No. Acting? No. None of that. Yeah, none of that screams to me, hey, Shamrock's teaching me. I'm excited to see Shamrock win the belt. Jeff Jarrett. Oh, man. Chad's one
of... I want to see win the belt. Man. Let's just do a trade. I'll straight up give you the Tap Out crew. Give me Jeff Jarrett.
I don't want Matt Cross.
You can. I'll keep Matt Cross.
I don't want Lash LaRue.
I'll keep Lash LaRue.
I don't want to give up Jeff Jarrett.
there we're talking. Okay.
Jeff Jarrett, who had that magical run where I had you thinking that he was going to beat Masawa for that world championship.
I thought he had me fooled. I said, oh, yeah, this is the time. This is the when you do it.
Jeff Jarrett, another just reliable in-ring talent, Jen. Leader of the Double J Records. One of my favorite stables earlier this year. Kind of fizzled off for me.
He was in 2001, though, and now he's in 35.
Yeah, he was 19th. What was his 2001? He was having banger after banger after banger with John Cena. I do remember that. Yeah, look at this fucking run he had with.
Oh yeah, and that little U.S. title scene with John Cena.
Oh my god, yeah, that was hot. Oh, that was so hot.
Yeah, and a little 100 with fucking Steve Austin too.
Yeah, Austin, Cena. He had 4 100s in 1 year. Oh, that's so gross. Jeff Jarrett, a guy again, highly touted. He's kind of high in the he's like in the Jeff or the C.W. Anderson range in terms of odds in the Royal Rumble. I think he can do it. He's got people behind him. He's got Scotty 2 Hotty. He's got Chris Daniels. If it comes down to like stable warfare, he's got the numbers to help him win. It's all about putting those pieces together, Chad.
Exactly.
We go to 31. Oh my God, 34 is Masawa.
34 is Masawa. Down 4 spots. I mean, Final Boss of Wrestling 14-1. The only reason why he's not up higher is because he just doesn't wrestle that much.
Yep, that's what I was about to say. Doesn't wrestle as much.
He's an attraction, isn't he?
He doesn't wrestle as much. His one loss is the Royal Rumble.
That's crazy.
Where he got eliminated by PJ Black. And PJ Black fucking got annihilated at WrestleMania. Masawa, man.
WWE champion, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon.
His only 100 so far is with Goldberg. Had a 96 with Rene Dupree, a 99 with PJ Black, a 94 with DDP, a 91 with Tajiri. Dude, he's the fucking final boss of professional wrestling, Chad.
Exactly.
What more? Oh, speaking of which.
PJ Black,
this little we talked about this earlier. We're not going to talk about it too much. PJ Black 5-14, up 8 spots. He's got Vince. He doesn't need to win everything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't have to win when Vince McMahon's your father-in-law, basically.
RVD 32, down from 10.
Van Dam, Mr. Money in the Bank.
Mr. Money in the Bank, down from 10. How does that make you feel?
He can climb back up. It's Rob Van Dam.
The only reason he is down this low is because he came back from injury in May, so he's only wrestled half the year basically. But 13-9, Money in the Bank winner. I'm assuming he's gonna. Who knows who he cashes in on? He's got a rivalry. I mean, he's never fought Rock before. I don't think.
Not fought The Rock. Oh, man. Rob Van Dam versus Rock would be sick.
He does have 2 single wins over Shawn, but Shawn's not the champion anymore, so that doesn't matter. He beat Ray at Clash of Champions when he came back from injury. I don't know who he's going to fight.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? He might not even cash in at a time where Ray and Rock are even still champions.
That's very true. He might have it for a long time. Alex, right? Another guy who would be higher if he wrestled more.
Oh my God! Look at the only blue, baby. Only blue.
He's not wrestled a match that wasn't fucking great.
Yeah, Alex Wright, one of the fucking freaks in nature of this save. Went to Hollywood and became one of the greatest of all time. To be honest with you, Chad.
Moved up 1 spot.
When I signed him, already had major star quality. I think he already had 90. He went to Hollywood and it just whoop.
Now he's a megastar.
And you just got when you see star quality like that, you just gotta give him wins. And I gave him wins in 01, beating guys like The Rock, Bryan Danielson, Mick Foley, Lenny Lane, and Teddy Hart, and Cybernetico. I actually never beat The Rock. He lost to Rock, but he did right here. Rock lost to Alex Wright. Yeah, he came in and just dominated, Chen. It was good to see. It was so cool to see because his big first pay-per-view match was killing his father in that Boneyard match at WrestleMania. Another guy that falls in the category of something Chad could have done with him on his roster, but just kind of let him go, and he turned into a major star. As you can see, he only gets paid $37,000 a month.
Yeah, that's gonna be insane. when that contract comes up.
That's gross. Top 30 big baby Paul White.
Big Show. Big Show has had a really on and off year. He's won a lot. He's lost a lot. I will give you a little bit behind the curtain, Justin. That will not be the case next year.
He's only losing next year.
He's only losing. He's taking this big win with Shaq and doing nothing.
Perfect. That's what I thought he would do. Is that the last time we see Shaq?
Probably.
Oh man, the manager of the year.
Yeah, well,
He could manage someone.
yeah, maybe I'll give him a client and he'll actually manage.
Who
We'll
could-
think about
who
it. Maybe
could
he'll
he-
manage Perry Saturn.
No. I think he
Because
could.
they both like breaks.
No, have him manage some guy from NXT and like repackage him as like a basketball player.
That's a good idea. Hey, can we pause real quick? I gotta piss.
I'll just keep going.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just give me like 2 minutes. I'll be back. I'm gonna go real quick.
I had Christian Cage here at 29. If I have to talk about one of Chad's guys, I'll talk about Christian Cage. Should be tag team of the year. I think he won it last year, if I'm not mistaken. Was the tag team of the year last year with Adam Copeland. Look, 58, 19, 45, 29. He's one of the best to do it. Right? He's one of the best. 17-4 this year. 23-13. Like all time, he's 70-42 in TW 2020. I don't have the TW 2016 save data. In this, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. He won't ever get more over than an 82, which is unfortunate. Can I make him stronger? No, more muscular. Oh, I've already done that. He's ineligible for another 2 days. Cool. Insults. Oh my God. Back in 2000, Sable appeared on a local TV show and took some thinly veiled shots at Christian Cage. Said he had a little wiener. Oh my God. Sable, that's disgusting. Christian Cage. Who's going to defeat Edge and Christian, though? That's really the question. Both Raw and SmackDown, the tag team titles, the champions, are two established, well-accomplished tag teams, Edge and Christian and Final Bosses, respectively. It's going to be turning into a story of who can come up, rise from that tag division on each respective show, and beat the champions. And I'm really excited to see who can do it. Number 28, Bill Goldberg. Oh, man. I'll talk about my experience with Bill Goldberg. We'll talk about Chad's experience when he comes back. Bill Goldberg, in 2002, when he came over, after winning the Universal belt at Super Raw, dropping it in the title, 13-4 in WWE. He beat Booker, he beat Steiner, he beat Rhino, he beat Cash, he beat Mick Foley, he beat Steiner and Chyna in the same night. He beat Don Fry, he beat Taker, he beat Cena, he beat Hashimoto. He just, he fell to the same trap everyone else did. And that was the final boss of professional wrestling, Mitsuharu Misawa. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. You run into Misawa, you probably are going to lose. And that's what happened to Goldberg. Otherwise, I mean, Goldberg using that anger, he attacked Eric Bischoff. And I think the frustration really got to him because that allowed Jeff Jarrett and Don Fry to take advantage of him. And he kind of walked out on me, to be honest with you. It does say released. He walked out. He walked out. He left. He left me. And I was not happy about it. I was not happy about it. Goldberg is number 28, Chad. Christian Cage was 29.
Number 28. Give me a recap. What have I missed?
I already talked about...
Just Christian Cage.
I already talked about my stuff. Talk about his role in WCW this year, Chad.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's back. And I think that's like the big story. He didn't get the job done against The Rock.
Which is that's a major story in itself.
Yeah, he lost to The Rock. What does that mean? Who knows? The match didn't do as well as I would have liked it to. Yeah, who knows? I'm excited to see what he does. What do you do after a loss like that? Goldberg doesn't really know how to feel about that because he doesn't really lose big matches like that.
No, he doesn't. He did lose to Masala. That's what we're talking about, as he dominated everyone in WWE until, like everyone else, running into Misawa and losing to the final boss of professional wrestling. And that kind of remember he attacked Eric Bischoff, and that kind of lit a fire under him, and he got so frustrated that he just couldn't see straight. And Jeff Jarrett and Don Fry pinned him, and he just kind of walked out on me.
Yeah.
And he left, and he came back to WCW, winning World War III, and that's 2 straight years the World War III winner did not win at Starrcade.
Yeah, 2 years in a row.
I don't even know if it happened in 2000, to be honest with you. Heavy Metal 27, Chad. The CMLL top guy. He's not the top guy. He's not even
the CMLL top guy.
Oh, speaking of top guys, Edge, Chad.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Well, I don't care what this game says. The greatest tag team of all time is going right now is Edge and Christian.
Yes.
And they should have had that title. I'm upset for them. They were robbed. I mean, come on, it's Edge.
They're 31-13 together, really.
Yeah.
They're 31-13, which it seems a little less, a little lower than you think. But then you got to really think about they fought against each other at WrestleMania 2001. So
yeah, they weren't together for a minute. They just got back together.
Yes, they did, didn't they? Remember Edge and Jeff Jarrett together, Chad?
Yeah.
Do you remember Edge and JBL?
I mean, I remember less than I remember Jeff Jarrett and Edge, but...
Do you remember Christian Cage and Mark Henry?
Remember Lodi and Sick Boy defeated the Suicide Blondes?
Well, yeah, it was a memorial, so no one cares. Remember when they defeated the Dudley Boys?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Pieces of shit. Yeah, I mean, it's Edge. It's the same thing about Christian. Like, it's really, the story is moving on. In both Raw and SmackDown, which team are going to dethrone both Edge and Christian and the final bosses? Which, I mean...
I have my money on somebody from the Canadian, the United Canadian Empire.
Ultimo Dragon, Chad, at 25.
Hell yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, listen, he's the Triple Crown champion.
Yes.
Holding it down for All Japan Pro Wrestling. I mean, he's Ultimo Dragon. What's there to say? You know? He's worked for both of us.
Do you miss him?
I don't know if I miss him, but I'd love to have him back. Another
guy that just kind of left. He's gone for two more years. He's in the 80s in the pop, by the way, right now. He'd be a megastar in America. We fumbled the bag on that one, Chad.
We did fumble the bag on little Ultimo Dragon.
Oh, shocker.
And shocker. We fumbled the ball on him, too.
What about Kazuki Fujita?
Oh, we didn't fumble the ball on him. He's like we should be.
Jun Akiyama's here.
Jun Akiyama, 31-4.
31-4. Looking at the match history, dude, the kid had some absolute battles in the day, Chad. He's 82-40 overall in the save. He had some absolute battles with Masawa before Masawa came over. Look at this. 97, 100, 99 back in May, June, and August of 2001. This is a rivalry, Chad. He teamed up with Scott Hall once to defeat Tank Abbott.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, when Scott Hall was sick. Oh, Tank Abbott. Shout out Tank Abbott. What's he up to?
Remember when I fired him in kayfabe and he was representing New Japan in the Rising Sun?
Yeah, I do, Chad. I do, man. Jun Akiyama, he's going to be a big name here in the WWE. He's not here for that much, that long. He was the 1996 Tag Team Champion, Member of the Year with Musawa, if you did not know that, Chad.
Ooh.
No, there's storyline here, Chad. You got to understand this kid. You got to do your research. And that's... does he win the Rumble?
I mean, it makes sense.
It makes... A lot of things make sense, Chad.
It does. You've got a good problem to have.
How do you feel about The Rock at 21?
Rock, he fell down, but he was also hurt for a minute, so there's that. Ever since he's came to Thunder, he's definitely dominated. He has not yet lost, and he is the Universal Champion, and got a big win at Starrcade. So,
has he really not lost on Thunder?
He's
never lost in the Fed or in the company.
Yeah, he's never lost for WCW.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I miss him. I miss him a lot. I miss him. Give him back. Give him back, Chad. He makes a lot of money, but I mean, look at this. He deserves the money. He is he might be one of the most over guys in the game. Wow, he is. This is the most over he's been in your company.
Yeah.
Wow, good for you, Chad. The Rock at number 3 at 21. What's the future for Rock? I think the story is who's going to defeat him. Who's going to end the streak?
Yeah.
How long?
Yeah, who's next?
And how long does this streak go? He's beaten everyone.
Yeah.
Like who realistically could beat him?
Who realistically is next?
I know in New Japan Tanahashi did it, but this isn't New Japan anymore, brother.
No, it's not exactly.
I don't know. I have. My question is here, Chad. Can the Nitro guy only cash in on Nitro champions?
Yes.
Okay, so RVD has to cash in on Ray.
Correct.
Or whoever the champion is at that moment.
Or whoever the champion is, yeah. Ray can't. I thought about letting it, but if we're just going to let them cash in on anybody, you might as well just have one money in the bank.
That's what I was going to ask, because then you kind of, there's no point of having 2 of them if they're allowed to do whatever.
Yeah, so one's going to be just for Thunder and one's for Nitro.
That's cool. Bret Hart, 20, down from 18 last year.
Only down by 2. I mean, he's Bret Hart, right? I mean, he's still pretty damn great.
One of the greatest of all times. The title list speak for itself. 2-time WCW Tag Team Champion, 2-time World Champion, 1-time U.S. Champion, hardcore global Tag Team Champion. He's done it all in the WCW. He's also done it all in the WWE. There's a reason why he's a WWE Hall of Famer already, and he's still active. He's been in this save, number 25, 5, 13, 18, and 20. He has gone up every year in the Power 500, but he's still top 20 5 years in. Probably one of the few guys that's been top 20 every year. I got to look at one thing before we continue. Don Harris. How much did he jump in the only 4? That doesn't seem enough. That doesn't seem like that correlates with Bret Hart losing 5.
No.
Bret Hart has like a weird cap of 85 right now.
Yeah, we've definitely gotten him higher before, but yeah, he can't seem to get over that hump.
Dude, his stamina's still going up.
Oh, yeah.
He's still getting better at 44 years old.
Yeah, he's the best.
Okay, yeah, okay, all right. Number top 20 Hashimoto here, Chad. I mean,
again, makes sense.
I don't think this is high enough for him.
You think higher?
I think this little run in New Japan this year has cost him, because if you just look at his match history in the Fed, average of 91, 14 and 6, a guy who just came in and dominated, which is what I wanted. And, I brought these guys in just to come in and beat the piss out of people, and make people aware of what kind of talent actually is wrestling over in Japan. And Hashimoto is one of those guys. And hopefully that just that opens the world of professional wrestling in Japan up to the American fans that are watching WWE every week, that are watching guys like Kid Cash, and then they see a guy like Hashimoto, see a guy like Ujima, and like, holy shit, maybe we should find out what they're doing over there, because what they're doing out here is kind of sick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hashimoto, one of the guys. Number 18, though, Chad. Number 18. Sorry, this is taking forever, Chad. But this is what I wanted to do. A long year-end review is kind of sick.
Yeah, this is sick.
You said it sounded like it.
Yeah, it's good. I'm good. I'm chilling.
Kaiji Muto.
Yeah,
Kaiji Muto, Chad. He left. He's had one match in New Japan since his leave from WWE. He had a good run in the Fed. Never won the belts, though. Something we've talked about a lot with him never winning the tag team belts with Liger, which is kind of crazy to think about.
It is a little crazy, to be honest. But
former WCW World Television Champion.
True, yeah. Before I was taking over.
But as he was the great Muda. Did you have any thoughts about bringing him in when his contract was up?
I did think about it. I think the reason why I didn't was just because I wanted to save some money on some other people that I knew were coming down the pipeline. But Definitely thought about it.
Would you bring him on in the future?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. How do you feel about his run in the Fed, Jen?
I love it. I mean, him and Liger were a very fun tag team. They never won the belts, but that doesn't mean anything. You know, it's still fine. He was good, and I was happy he was there, and I'm excited to see what happens with him down the line.
He had a good run back in February through April, where he had a 98 with the Second City Saints, beat Christian, getting a 99, had that 100 at Mania. Had that match at No Way I got a 99. Losing to Stasiak the week after Mania, 99. Like, yeah, he was on a good run. The problem with Muto right now is because his skills were drastically going down. And Scott Steiner made him sleep once, I think. Yep, sleepyhead caused by Scott Steiner, which is crazy. I think that's half the reason. What the hell did that just say? Time out. He's a horn dog.
He is a horn dog.
He has an increased chance of cheating on someone. What the hell? What the?
Great Muda. That's not great.
The horny boy. Bring him back. Hey, Cornette, sign him again. I want the horny boy on my roster. Yeah, it came down to him he was getting weaker in the ring, and that's why I kind of let him go. He also had a lot of morale issues in the Fed. He was not happy. A lot. Oh, wow. Wwe up from 49 to 17, Chad. Top 17 for Wwe this year.
Wwe had himself a hell of a year. I mean, listen, him teaming up with Limitless to help fight the Council has done, you know, and quite frankly, you know, after he lost to The Rock, I think, he kind of told everybody that, like, hey, I'm going to show you guys why, like, I'm the fucking man. And I think he's done that. You know, he had the tag titles earlier this year, and he's just been trying to just elevate himself to that next level, and I think he's done it.
I think he is the future face of WCW, John. I really do.
Definitely.
I really do. I hope you push it too. I hope you push it. We move on. I feel like we should talk about Wwe a little bit more, but
yeah, I mean, what do you want to talk about?
He tagged with Rick Steiner once.
He tagged Rick Steiner. He is.
What was this? What was this match?
That's a good question. Thrasher, Rick Steiner, Wwe, and Super Crazy. Oh, this is when he was teaching a cooking class.
I absolutely hate everything about this.
Yeah, he was teaching a cooking class, and Regal got upset.
Wow. Number 16, a man that I thought could win it. Only at 16.
Yeah, that's way
last year's number 1. Why?
I don't know. His matches are great.
Interesting. Could have been the Nora Greenwald match.
Maybe it was that.
Talk to me about Shawn Michaels here, Chad.
I mean, he's the man, right? I mean, he came to WCW. He's a 3-time world champion. He's headlined 2 Starrcades, has lost both of them, but has headlined them both, and has just done nothing but prove just how big of a pro he is since he's been here, and definitely an asset to this company.
Yes. When we talk about guys that have jumped shipped, we always talk about the guys from WCW to WWE, like Dean Malenko, Alex Wright, Shawn Morley, guys that were not much over in that other company, but have meant a lot. But I don't think there's been a bigger loss in terms of guys from jumping ship than my 2 guys here at number 21 and 16, Shawn Michaels and The Rock, because they were huge in my company, and I think you've elevated both of them to bigger standards than they were, because these guys are 2 megastars in your company. Both were champions going into Starrcade. Only one walked out world champion, but that doesn't take anything away from Shawn Michaels, one of the greatest to do it in ring. And you can look at these numbers right here. It showcases why people think he's the GOAT.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
I'm excited for his rematch, Chad, where he'll probably take on Ray. I know you don't do rematches over there. Okay, I know you don't do them. His worst match in the Fed or in your company this year was Samoa Joe at a 79.
Yeah, they didn't click.
Yeah. His lowest. Actually, no, it was a 67. It was a post show. I don't count that. No, top 15 now. Oh, okay. All right. What a killer rating.
Chris Benoit.
Oh,
2069.
I don't know if you want to talk about Chris Benoit.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of in the shit house right now because he showed up on painkillers, and I think when he's back from rehab, I'm going to drug test him immediately, and I think if he comes up dirty, I'm going to fire him. That's how upset I am at him.
Wow. Was not in 2000 because he had that major neck injury.
Yeah.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, came back from neck injury, won the U.S. championship, went on a hell of a run. 26-9 was his record. I mean, the guy is probably the greatest United States champion of all time. I'll give him that. Won the belt, won the world championship, lost it in a multi-man match to Shawn Michaels, and then hasn't really done a lot since.
Had that U.S. belt for a year and a half.
Yeah.
I don't have to say more.
No.
I don't. Only had the world belt for 2 months, though.
He did have the world belt for 2 months.
That's interesting. We move on to number 14, Chad. Ultimo Guerrero at 14. Up 12 spots from last year.
And then at 13, we got the current world heavyweight champion.
The new world heavyweight champion, Chad. Not the current, the new.
The new the new world heavyweight champion Rey Mysterio beat Shawn Michaels at Starrcade and has just had himself a hell of a year. You know, he fought with the council a lot, and you can see here this little slew of green matches.
Yes, that was a weird time for him, for sure.
Yes, but I mean, listen, he's proven time and time again why he's just the man, and now the face of Nitro.
Yes, the face of Nitro, which is crazy because he was a Thunder guy until then.
Until he challenged Shawn Michaels.
That's how easy it was, everybody. The only man to beat Big Daddy V in singles action this year. He had a weird time. Right before World War III, he had a weird time where he kept losing and winning, like right around here. It was like a weird 50-50 run. But other than that, he wrestles the most on anyone on WCW. 44 matches this year. Wow. No one wrestles 44 times.
You do when you're in Mysterio.
Lost to Sting, lost to Taka, but has beaten a lot of. He beat Shawn already. He already beat Shawn?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a rubber match. Remember people. No, it's Rey. The sky's the limit for Rey. I think he has an opportunity to be number 1 next year. Where was he 2 years prior? Because I feel like this is the highest he's ever been. 2-time world champion now, by the way. Tag team champion with Buff and Ultimo Dragon. Crazy. He was highest he's ever been. 13, 102, 138 1 year. Holy shit. 16, 31, and 13. All right. Number 12, Chad.
Chris Jericho.
I'll let you talk about him first because he was a WCW guy to start the year.
Yeah, I mean one of the probably greatest champions WCW's ever seen. Chris Jericho, the man who brought us our first 100 in the 100 Club when he wrestled Hulk Hogan.
True.
I mean, he's great, and we miss him dearly, but we're happy to see him doing well over in WWE with the United Canadian Empire teaming with Teddy Hart.
And he's Oos Jericho, Chad.
Yeah.
I thought I called you something else, but you are Chad.
I am Chad. That is my name.
He's on a run of blue numbers. He's with the fellow Canadians. What's next for Chris Jericho? He's never won a belt here in the Fed. Something that a lot of people thought would happen early, but I've proven that not everyone coming over from WCW needs to be slapped with a WWE gold belt. You know, not everyone needs it, and he's found fellow Canadian comrades of Teddy Hart, Edge, Christian, Dylan Martin, and Gabriel Burton. Maybe they're top 10. I think Dylan Martin's probably top 10, Chad. I haven't seen him yet. Do you think he's top 10?
I mean,
who is going to be number 11, right outside the top 10? I think Chris Jericho. The future is bright for him in the Fed.
Agreed.
Dean Malenko at 11. Higher than The Rock. What the hell? You don't belong up here. Dean Malenko, a guy that I pay him a lot, actually. I gave him a bag. I forgot. I stole him from you. Oh, my. Yeah, never mind. I thought he was an Alex Wright guy where I just paid him fucking pennies and he came over and No, Dean Malenko is a very good in-ring worker for both of us. And Dean Malenko, man. The charismatic freak of nature.
Yeah, I mean, he's untouchable on a microphone.
Untouchable in the ring. What's next for Dean Malenko, though, after a loss to Bryan Danielson on the Raw Super Show, though?
Who knows? I mean, I would have to assume he's going to try to probably get his win back.
I would assume so. Top 10, though, Chad. Wow, I don't even know who the top 10 would be. How many? Okay, let's go. Top 10. How many WCW guys will be in this top 10?
WCW guys, you said?
Yeah.
I'll say 4.
I'm going to say 2.
Well, let's see.
Don Fry, number 10.
Don Fry, number 10.
Don Fry. An average rating of 83 makes the top 10.
Went up from 51 last year.
I don't believe it's based on match ratings. Do you think it's in-ring, or do you think it's a combination of both?
I think it's a combination of both.
Okay, that makes sense why Dean Malenko's up this high then. That makes sense. Don Fry, he's the fucking cerebral assassin, the fucking walking lethal weapon. Don Fry, man, he is that. He retired Cactus Jack McFoley. It might say Chad Collier did it, but I think Don Fry really decimated his body to a point where he couldn't go anymore.
Don't you take that from Chad?
I have to. Because Don Fry, he's a freak of nature. A man that has single-handedly ruined my relationship with New Japan and also dominated anyone he stepped in the ring with.
It's such a weird relationship.
I thought about never bringing him back, and then I brought him back, and just to spite New Japan, I think. Don Fry in this current New Japan right now, their good ratings would be sick.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Don Fry in WCW would be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hasn't he been here before? Or am I
no.
crazy?
Eddie Guerrero, number 9, Chad.
Number 9, up 2 from last year.
Oh, we miss him so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's Eddie Guerrero. Like, we miss you.
He's not dead. The Undertaker at 8, Chad.
The Undertaker is here at 8. He likes to ride bikes and likes to manage Kane from the sidelines when Kane doesn't want it.
He's the holder of the chip. Chad. He won the WWF Championship at WrestleMania, lost it to Misawa over at Battleground. He did win the Rumble last year. He is the odds-on favorite to win the Rumble this year. Does he go 2 in a row?
I mean, he could. He's got the chip now, so he's got the power.
Yeah, if he comes out at number 30, I think it's game over. I think Undertaker should win. But it all depends on if he has that chip going into the Royal Rumble. A lot of things could happen.
True, Brian Kendrick might get it back.
He could lose the chip and then enter number 1 because it's randomized.
Right.
Number 7, Kurt Angle. One of my personal favorite wrestlers in the business right now, Chad.
Oh yeah, I love Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle, he's been on a fucking year-long fucking feud with Vince McMahon. This guy could just be like the workhorse of the Fed, but right now I'm making him fight Vince and Shane every week.
Former interim world heavyweight champion.
Former interim world champion. Former interim world champion. Former man that beat Jerry Seinfeld. Oh, his picture. It's gone. Dude, I mean, he lost it. Lost to Stasiak at No Way Out. Had that one-on-one match with Stasiak at WrestleMania until Alex Wright cashed in, Chad. He was going to win the belt at WrestleMania, but Alex Wright,
Alex Wright cashed in and won it.
He had that world title match against Brock Lesnar at last year's Royal Rumble. Kurt Angle, he's the odds-on favorite on the Raw side to win the money in the Royal Rumble. Can he get it done, Chad?
I think so. I love Kurt Angle. I would love to see him get his big moment.
There are so many people you could pick to win the Royal Rumble this year. I think it's so unpredictable compared to the last couple of years where we knew it was going to be Brock winning. We knew it was going to be Stasiak. This year, I don't even know who's going to win. I booked it. Wow. Jushin at number 6, Jen.
Jushin at 6.
Oh,
I mean,
I don't know if any of you guys are going to make the top 10.
Am I not?
How do you feel about Jushin?
I love Jushin.
Do you want him in your roster, Jen?
I would love Jushin. I would take Jushin back tomorrow.
Yeah, he's loyal to New Japan, so he will never sign an exclusive deal. And
IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
he's on a roll. He beat Ian McGregor and Horace Hogan. He beat a Fujita and Kanimoto to get that 100 over there. Balls to the wall. Top 5. He's 74-13 this year, Chad.
Yeah, that's insane.
What a fucking workhorse. Top 5. Cybernetico, a man that I thought would win it. I thought he was going to finish top 2 for sure. 54-6, the absolute workhorse of CMLL, Chad.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Dude, he's beaten guys like Eddie Guerrero and Rico Suave.
I mean, that speaks for itself.
Need I say more? Number 4, Universal 2000. Wow, Universal 2000 has 4. Good for him. Wow, good for him, Chad.
That's crazy.
Good for him. Wow, I don't know if Rey Mysterio might be your most top guy. I can't think of anyone that would be.
Yeah, I think everybody else we've seen already.
Ooh, Mick Foley at number... Oh, that means I know number 1 and 2 then. Wow. Mick Foley at number 3, Chad.
Yeah, I mean, he just retired.
Dude, look at those. Average rating of a 95 this year.
It's wild. It's gross. That's retiring on top.
That's so gross. His worst match was Team Slaughter back when C.W. Anderson and Johnny Storm weren't that great in ring yet. And his other only green match was Scotty 2 Hottie. 2 green matches all year. Do you miss Mick Foley, Chad?
Yes, I love Mick Foley. I would love Mick Foley.
Why did you let him go?
He left.
He left. Remember, I released him, so you took him. He caused a lot of trouble with Sid Vicious. Oh, I just signed him again. That's what happened. Okay. All right. Well, his contract's coming up soon.
His contract expired, and then you just re-signed him.
Perfect. Number 2, then, Chad.
Number 2 is Triple H.
Number 2 will be Triple H. And number 1 will be Randy Orton. I can't.
Randy Orton.
Wow. I did not expect Randy to win this.
Neither did I.
Well, you got number 2. So your top guy is Rey Mysterio. How do you feel about that?
I mean, yeah, to be expected. Our personal goal is to get some of these guys in the top 10 this year. We're going to make that happen.
Well, you did have someone in the top 10 last year, right? You had the number 1 guy last year, Shawn Michaels. You had you had Jericho and RVD also in the top 10. So just a stumble for both those guys. You also lost Jericho, so that didn't help. Brock Lesnar was not in the top. He was. Did he not? He didn't even rank in the fucking top 500, Jed.
Nope.
He only had 8 matches. Wow, Brock Lesnar not in the top 500. Austin as well, I don't think would have made it. Austin only 6 matches. Austin and Brock not in. Wow, that is crazy. That's crazy. Wow, looking at everyone in this game: Asawa 1999, Rock 2000, Shawn, and Randy Orton. Let's look at some companies around them. Who do you want to look around, Chad? I know this is a long recording, so I don't know how long you want to keep going, but who do you want to look at?
We can look at a couple. Let's look at we can look at the New Japan, and then let's check out like Ring of Honor and like TNA.
Let's look at Ring of Honor first. They are led by these 5 guys: Road Dogg, the Warlord, Pitbull, Easy Money, and the reigning the Pure Champion Robert Mallet. The champion's Robert Mallet. Diana Lacazadora is your
Ring of Honor Women's Champion.
Road Dogg is
Road Dogg is Ring of Honor champion.
The King of the Indies himself, Road Dogg. Let's look at the defenses. He's defeated those guys we were talking about: Road Dogg, Pitbull, Easy Money. Pitbull defeating Lucifer Grimm once. Ooh. Who is this Lucifer Grimm? Tag team champion of Black Storm and Dan Barry at the moment right now. Who the fuck is Lucifer Grimm? Okay. All right, buddy. All right. That's cool. That's cool.
That's cool.
How do you feel about Adam Pearce being over here, Chad?
That's crazy. Scrap metal or scrap iron.
Scrap iron. Who else do they got over there? They got Tony Stewart.
Ah,
They got Little
and
Cholo.
Petey Williams.
Do they got Petey? They got Petey Williams. Let's go. Any other weird names? They got Kevin Thorne. Kevin Thorne. Hollywood. Their feud. Oh, we don't have any feuds. Top 100 matches. Takako Inro and Mariko Yoshida. It's their greatest match of all time.
Next is Road Dogg and Pitbull 2.
Road Dogg really carrying this company. How's Road Dogg doing? Still in the 60s. This kid what a carny.
What a carny.
Oh, he doesn't want to sign with me, Chad. How? They got Tito Santana over there.
Oh, wow.
Angelina Love's out there too, Chad. Wow, that's a cool roster. Maven's there as well.
Oh, B-boy.
They got B-boy. Let's look at Dixie Carter ran TNA. Yeah. Let's actually look at the tour company first. They're led by Kendo Windham, Robert Mallet, Bart Gunn, the TNA World Champion, Mike Barton, Matt Lee, and TNA Tag Team Champion Ricky Morton. Man, do they got
the Rock and Roll Express as their tag team champions?
No, it's Ricky Morton and Anthony Henry. They beat Big Dick Dudley and Fury.
Oh.
X Division Steve Armstrong. This is the craziest indie scene. Mike Barton, the only TNA World Champion right now. He defeated Disco Inferno for the belt.
Wow.
As well as Trent Acid and Ricky Morton. Wow, Mike Barton really carrying their best match of all time. Steve Armstrong, Matt Lee, and their best show was last month, TNA 2002 Breaking Down, headlined by that Armstrong Matt Lee match. Any other? I mean, that's cool. That's a cool roster. That's a cool roster. They got Big Dick Dudley over there, Chen.
Oh, Big Dick.
Big Dick. They got Mr. Ooh La La.
Mr. Ooh La La.
They got 16 sex appeal. Well, they got a big roster over there. Holy shit, Dixie. You got something cooking over here. You got Dixie Carter herself. You got Bowed Up. That's Otto Schwanz.
Oh, I was known as Otto Schwanz.
What the hell? What other company you want to look at now, Chad?
I mean, which one do you want to look at? Do you have any preferences?
I don't like looking at our indie companies or developmental because I don't like spoiling who's in our developmental. But we can look at, what about Major League Wrestling?
Yeah, what's going on in Major League Wrestling?
What do they got? Their big gold belt champion is Savio Vega. Brian Milananis and Patch and Mike Mondo. Have they ever ran a... What is going on here? Oh, no one loses. Russ Haas defeating Nick Burke.
Savio Vega versus Tracy Smothers.
Dumpster Duke and the Gladiator of Mike Awesome defeating Mike Awesome getting a 74 in the fucking Indies, brother. Does Mike Awesome have... Can he still go? I mean, why not, Jen?
Why not?
You just talk to him. Just say, hey, brother. Okay. All right. Well, I tried. I tried to make him stop. He just won't. Lost and Hardaway of Scott Lost and Major Hardway defeat Ricky Reyes and John Heidenreich. Heidenreich getting a 9.
Heidenreich getting a 9.
What did I do with MLW? What do you mean? Oh, I've adopted a friendly attitude with him. Oh, good for me. There was one company I wanted to look at who has started just recently. RWI, led by T-Rex. They just kept signing a lot of people, including John Heidenreich, Simon Diamond, Eddie Edwards, Greg Valentine, Mosh, Doug Williams, and Tank Dolan.
Nice.
I can't wait for their first show. They have not crowned any champion yet, but I'm excited for them. They also got JTG.
Yeah, Jason Paul.
And Alpha Anoa Jr.
Oh, the great Manu.
And what other World Wrestling All Stars is kind of sick.
Oh yeah, Road Warrior Hawk is their
Nathan Jones, Davis Storm, Matt Striker, the WWA National Champion, and Rocky Romero, Chad.
How over is Matt Striker?
Not
very, right?
Matt Striker. He resides in South Wales, so he resides in Australia. So he's kind of over there.
Yeah.
So this is a weird universe where Matt Striker, instead of living in like New York and New Jersey, lives in Australia, and is
in Australia.
Oh, Katrina Walters just signed with this company.
Oh, nice.
Their top events include, oh my God, this is the greatest match of all time over here.
Oh, Devon Storm, rest in peace.
It's Davis Storm, not Devon Storm. They got the Tonga Kid and Sanjay Dutt and Jorge Estrada. Is that oh, it's the Flying Elvis, of course. How did I not know that, Chad? What's XPW doing? Same fuck. The Renegade? Oh my God. Oh, he just retired. Oh, RIP, the Renegade. They got American Wild Child over there. They got Balls Mahoney. What was that other company? PPW, Chad. If you see PPW, let me know. Where is PPW? Here it is. Oh, they got BG James over there too. Oh, what the hell? Aaron Stevens. Manny Fernandez and Jack Victory. What a fucking roster. The indies suck. Osaka Pro is like the best indie wrestler, like FMW as well. FMW led by Sid Vicious and Dragon Kid and Ishii. ASW UK, which I think is like really good, led by Danny Collins, Kat Lenore, Doc Dean, Angelina Love. This is Davey Boys over here. Ian McGregor. This is like the best British wrestling right now we have to compete with, John. Danny Collins, like 60s over there. Danny Collins, if I bring him over, could probably get like 90s. Okay, maybe not. He got a 65 in his own fucking country. All right, maybe not. Ian McGregor, though, he's great. He is great. Sold by total fan base in the USA, WWE, WCW, New Japan, and America. How do you feel about that?
Hey, we're coming for your ass, WWE.
In Canada, you're less than New Japan.
Yeah, well.
Uh-oh. Did you go up this month? You did go up 1 point this month. You are exactly where you were last year, though.
Nice, we'll take it.
So you're 500. Your best match in 2002, your best, let's actually, because we can start by year. Your best event was Clash of Champions.
Nice.
Which was headlined by, if I can click it, Rock and Hoovy, and RVD and Ray, and Brett and Devon, and Benoit and Show, and CM Punk and Godfather, and Shawn Michaels Sabu. What the fuck is this card after you get past the big matches? What the hell? Shawn Michaels Sabu.
For the hardcore title.
Your best match, you're only 100 this year, Benoit and Shawn. Interesting. Starcade. Okay. All right. That's cool. Starcade. And we don't really look at all this shit because none of that matters. A couple things I wanted to look at in terms of Power 500 is if we just filter for each company, Chad, we can look at stuff that we didn't see, like Bobby Roode at 153, Eric Young at 155, Scott Hall at 164. Nice. Rough. Shark Boy 171, Tommy Dreamer 176, Toyota down to 181. Batista in his debut in the top 500 at 184.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Chris Candido, a guy that I would like to look at his popularity because he just beat Sting. Gone up 5. That's cool. He's up at 189. Chuck Palumbo 195 up 200 spots this year. Good for Chuck Palumbo, Chad.
Absolutely.
This is the most over he's ever been. Yeah. No, he's kind of stagnated a little bit. Mikey Ripwreck into the top 200s. Charlie Isles top 200. Debbie Malenko 207. Shelton 209. Lodi 217. Chris Parks Abyss at 224. That seems low. Trish at 230. Ron Harris at 232. Don Harris at 233. What are the odds? They're 10 and 20 and 6 and 18 this year. Fuck it. Who cares? Lash Lure 246. Dragon Kid 247. Stamboli 255. Aguila 256. Ron Killings 261. Sabu. Sean Waltman. Oh no. Ken Anderson. Oh. Jamie Noble. Steve Carino. Beth Phoenix. Roadkill. Ricky Banderas. Lance Storm. And you can read these other guys. Let's see if there's anyone really surprising. TJ Wilson, 373.
373.
Rick Steiner, 426. By only wrestling on Saturday nights, made the top 200. Roddy Piper has made the list as well, John. Down 300 spots. Christian York, Matt Bloom, Colt Cabana, Dan Severn. And Kevin Steen, number 500.
Hell yeah.
Let's look at WWE real quick. Look at some things that have happened over the year. Nick Gage at 159. Tajiri 146. China 159. Dupree. Paul London 166. Was not in it last year. Too Cold Scorpio not in it last year. 179. Grenier down a couple spots. Matthews down 100 or 60. Saban up 100. Drago. Conway's top 200. Rhino's up 250.
That's huge.
Ian McGregor 219. Higher than Chris Hero. That doesn't seem right. Dylan Martin at 226 is crazy. Lita, Monty Brown, Nunzio, Gabriel Burton, D'Lo, top 257. Let's go, brother. Sean Davari makes his debut here in the top 200. I don't see anyone else that... Eddie, okay. Carly, okay. I guess I spoiled Carly Colon being here as well.
Whoops.
Whoops. And Orlando Jordan is here as well.
Yeah, he signed them both.
Yeah. Sorry. Let's look at 2002. What do you want to look at? New companies? No. Worker retirements? We can look at some retirements over the last year. See if there's any big names that retired. Probably not. Jake Roberts, Vader, the Renegade, Bob Backlund is retired. Johnny Ace, Carlos Colon, Jason the Terrible. That's really it. Lanny Poffo is also retired. Worker Des. Oh no.
Oh man, yeah. Big shout out to Buff and
shout
Devin
out
Storm.
to Buff Bagwell and Devin Storm. Drugs on Buff's part.
Yeah.
And Devin Storm killed in a car accident at the age of 28. Do you think he made the top 500?
I don't think so.
143. That was the last year. He didn't make it this year. It was on a good run this year. I was planning on pushing him. That fucking sucked.
Poor Crowbar.
Who else has died in this save? Have we ever looked at this?
I mean, Jerry Lawler.
Oh, this is it. Yeah, that was in the other game. Abdullah Snewhart, Bull Nakano is dead. Is still crazy.
Yeah, Bull Nakano being dead is huge.
Because she would have been a massive part of one of our women's division.
Oh,
for
definitely.
Sure.
Yeah.
Falling through an open window on the 20th floor of a building is a crazy way to do it. Eric Gargalogo is dead. He was in a traffic accident. Giant Haystacks. Nick Bockwinkel's dead already. Cat, we see that. All right. Any 2002... I'm trying to wrap this up because I feel like you're getting tired. We have been recording all day. Any cool relationships that we missed? Aaron Stevens and Matt Sloan. Okay, that's cool. Honky Tonk Man and Fuerza Guerrero. They don't like each other, Chad.
Oh, they hate each other.
Rick Bassman has called out Louis Spicoli. Ricky Morton and Stevie Ray got divorced. Champagne is now dating Stevie Ray's partner. Let's see. Chris Holler, says Melina is pretty cool. Paul London is engaged. That's cool. Oh, look at all these guys. Lexi, Fife, and Christian are engaged. We knew that. Adam Copeland and Sharmell are dating. I forgot about that.
Oh,
See, this is why we look at this shit, Chad. This is why. Christy, Ricky, and Trent Acid are dating. Are you going to sign Christy, Ricky?
Sure.
You have Trent Acid. It doesn't matter. You just make Trent Acid happy. Oh, Paige's mom and Scott Parker are married. Uh-oh. Nora Greenwald's dating Kenny Omega.
Oh. Great.
Jazz and Aguilar are dating. There's some fucking love in the air down in WCW.
Love is in the air.
ODB and Sean Spears are dating. Who we got broken up with? But damn. Chris Candido is taking some shots at Paul White back in July. Wow, that's like shit like that right there. I just have no idea that even happened.
Right, I could have made that a story.
Harvey Whippleman has said some good things about Mike Awesome, but Big Dick Dudley has taken some shots at referee Laura Montano.
Damn.
She fast calling me, brother. The Warlord put over Tracy Smothers as a good friend. Dean Malenko and Credible are no longer friends, and neither are Arn Anderson and Eric Bischoff. Octagon is dating Akira Hokuto. Tylene Bunk and Colt Cabana are dating. TJ Wilson and Natty have broken up. Well, good for TJ Wilson. He may have lost his. He may have lost. El Ligero is split up with his 12-year-old. Terrible. Fuck El Ligero. Am I right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Let's see. Hall of other incidents. Let's see if any Tanahashi's fighting in the MMA, Chad.
What's going on with the fifth story?
Which one? Oh. He's
surprise.
Yeah. Kenta Kobashi has cybernetico police incident. Oh, that's not good. Let's see. Brock Lesnar MMA training. Oh, fuck, I forgot about that. He's starting to fight MMA. He hasn't taken a fight yet, but he's doing his thing. I forgot about that. Louis Spicolli. Aja Kong's in a hiatus. Damn, I didn't even realize that. Alex Wright doing his TV show. Yeah. Joe. Dude, same week, too.
Same week.
Oh no. Fuck you. Kendo Catch an MMA fight. Bob Sapp MMA fight. Yeah, I mean, what other shit do I need? God damn it, I keep looking at Alex Wright. Fucking pieces of shit. Oh, Jade Helms, middleweight. I think that's all we need to look over, Chad.
I think we covered it pretty much. I think everybody knows what's going on. I really wanted to showcase Indie God Road Dogg.
You really like top. This is the top almost over guys in the world, in the U.S. at least. Eddie, Stasiak, Goldberg, Triple H, Ray, Lesnar, Cena, Alex, The Rock, and Kurt Angle, number one in all of the wrestling business in the U.S. at least. Chad, what else do you got to say? This is almost 3 hours of a review.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry to take up your day.
That's okay. It's always so fun to do this with you, Justin.
What the hell?
We're going on to season 5 now. The Miz is here.
Who wants to watch me kill the Miz? Come here, Miz. Come here. You shouldn't be here. Oh, Mike Mazzana. Why do I have both of them? Come here, Miz. How do I do this again? He is now deceased. Yep. Bye.
Bye.
I didn't look at new new wrestlers, I guess. Yeah, search. All these guys just came in. John Hennigan, Sal, Billy Flyslot, Bubblegum, Matt Capitelli. All these big names are here, Chad, including The Miz and Screwface. So I got rid of The Miz because 2 Miz's pop in. So he's dead now. So we don't talk about him.
Doc Gallows is here.
Yeah, that's real life Doc Gallows. We did some importing to get more.
Life Doc Gallows?
Yeah, he's 48 overall.
Oh, I'll sign him. He can already go.
Chad! No! Miz was a 70 overall. Remember, we imported people.
You're gonna kill that Doc Gallows.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill this Doc Gallows as well.
Got it. Okay.
We imported a lot of people just because this mod didn't have a lot of the future guys. Remember, we started the save in like 2015, so a lot of guys who are in indie wrestling now weren't around in 2015. So when we imported dudes, it was like a recent 2023, 2022 mod, and it kind of just brought in WWE guys. So when those guys came in, they just come in with that current popularity and skill. So that's why the Miz is dead now. Mike Mizanin, right, Chad? When does Mike Mizanin come in?
I'm assuming soon.
Let's look. Let's take a look at this point. Just for Mike Mizanin debuts next month.
Oh, nice.
His popularity? Oh, he's actually got some popularity because he was part of
Part of a reality show.
Oh, we're gonna fight for him, aren't we?
I would love to have the Miz on my roster.
Oh, we're gonna fight for him. We'll talk about that later, though, Chad. We'll see you for season 5 of the Monday Night Wars. Year 6. Year 6 is gross. We'll see you.